Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the break. And it is now time for Ocarina Improv, the show that introduces everybody to all the finer aspects of Ocarina of Time, and a resource for you all to use to get into running Ocarina of Time Randomizer yourself. Now, really quick, I'd like to joke that I've been pumping up Ocarina Improv all last show, and it's like, oh yeah, it's because I'm here. I'm hosting it. That's not the case. I'm usually not the one here. Unfortunately, the regular host for this, Nukes, was not feeling too well. So I'm just here subbing in for today only, while we all hope that she gets better. But we could still put on a great show here. And I have with me, we have Varin and Pidge01, excuse me, who will be running a Triforce Hunt multi-world. And then back, as always, once again, to bring the wonderful commentary is Nine. Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
Howdy.
All right, I'm gonna throw it over to Pidge here. So you and Varin are going to be running a multi-world, and I'd just like you to introduce what's going on here, and a little bit of the settings and goals that are going to be going on here.
Yeah, actually, Varin was approached to do this, and they asked me if I'd like to. So, I, of course, was honored and said absolutely. Pretty much like we're just going to be doing a pretty beginner multi-world for this tonight. We're just doing like a 50-piece Triforce Hunt. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with Triforce Hunt, that essentially means like there's a bunch of pieces of the Triforce scattered all around in our worlds. Once we collect a certain number of them, the game is over. Don't have to defeat Ganon. We're just going on a scavenger hunt. For those who are possibly unfamiliar with the concept of multi-world, we find items for each other in two connected games. As for our settings, we are doing like mostly basic things, like no scrubs are turned on, no cows are turned on, no like those esoteric checks are turned on. Dungeon skulls, I believe, are the only skulls that are shuffled. Songs can be anywhere, though. That's like the one kind of additional shuffle we did turn on. I think that's it for special settings. We start off with a couple of items just to make things faster. Like we have some fast travel songs like Serenade and Prelude. We start with an ocarina. We have access to Bunny Hood, open Gerudo Bridge. Just things to make this fast and possibly a little educational, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like a good group of settings. I really, really like the starting with a couple of the warp songs just to allow for like more mobility earlier on than having to like back walk around everywhere.
Yeah, we're
depending on
fast.
where you end up going. Yeah, going fast. Just all the settings to go fast. Anyway, are you two ready to start or?
Yeah, as ready as I'm going to be. This is definitely not the settings that Vern and I usually play with.
Yeah, we actually got started a couple years ago doing big 5+ person all sanities that take about 12 hours. So this is very pared down for what we're normally used to. So.
So you're saying this is going to be like world record multi-world time here. Nobody's going to beat the time you're about to show us.
Whew, that's a lot of pressure you're putting on me here now.
Oh man, I don't know if I deal well with high expectations.
All right, well, I believe in you to put on a great show nonetheless. And I know you two are ready. I'm going to throw it over to Nine. Nine, are you ready to begin?
I am very much ready, and I do want to thank everyone who has joined us. This is episode 5 of Ocarina Improv, and I know some of you out there have watched every single episode, so you saw us start with Season 5 standard settings, one runner at a time, and now you'll get to see almost the complete opposite of that, so you'll be in for a great show tonight.
Awesome. You know what? Nine, how about you do the honors today and give a countdown to Pidge and Varin here?
Oh, well, this is...
I'm giving you the honors.
This is incredible. All right, here we go. Starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start.
All right, this is where the chat goes wild. Woo!
Yeah. Starting adult, this is going to be fun.
It's just like yesterday. Hey, at least that means we know we're not playing the same file by accident.
Yeah. That's true.
That's one thing. Anybody who's played multi-world for like any amounts of time has run into the situation where you accidentally make the same file as somebody else. And you're like, oh, this is interesting.
Well, I have already found magic for myself. That's kind of nice. And I found a song for Varin.
That is my hardest song. Thank you.
Oh, I found neighbors love. Who's ready to start hover sliding?
Oh, hover sliding. Let's go.
Before we dive a little too far in, I don't think we've actually had a setting here on Ocarina Improv for song sanity. I believe this is the first time some of the audience might be familiar with that. So would either of our runners kind of want to describe the basis of song sanity and why it's, well, so fun?
Yeah. Oh, if you want to explain that, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's traditionally all the vanilla locations at which you would obtain your songs, but we actually have them shuffled so they can be literally any check that we make can be any of our songs. So that kind of spices things up a little bit, and it's also why we start with Prelude of Light and Serenade of Water, so we can absolutely have access to our fast travel.
Yeah, Songs Turned On is just like one of those settings that it's pretty fun. I used to play Rando with my coworkers, and I kind of like got them into multi-worlds. And for just starting off, like for a beginner, one of the things that we would always turn on no matter what was shuffling songs. That was like the one thing everyone always put on.
You know, that was a very awesome thing that, like, you know, everybody loved the song shuffled. Like, I'm a big fan of that setting as well. What blew my mind more there with that statement is you got your coworkers to play randomizer. How awesome is that?
Yeah. Well, it's
nice.
I'm a software engineer, so I work with very like-minded people to myself.
Like, I'm just imagining, you know, trying to do that with anybody I work with, and there's like, what's a Zelda?
Getting my friends to play it, much less coworkers, that is pretty incredible. And one thing that I do want to mention here, the voices from on high are telling me, a setting that we have changed. Chest size matches content is no longer on for this, a setting that our viewers have probably become very familiar with. A good reason for that is, of course, the fact that they're going to be searching for pieces of the Triforce. Because, you know, if you knew exactly what checks those were, that would be a little unfun in some cases. And, you know, the real fun of this is that it can be anywhere. So if you all are wondering why are they opening all these small chests, I thought we weren't doing that. Well, that's another setting that we have changed and shuffled about here.
I'm about to do something real fun. I'm gonna get Infinite Sword Glitch inside the guard's house here and break all the pots with the Deku Stick.
That was actually something that like was talked about in voice chat right before this. Was like, I'm gonna do this, and I was like, yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, 2 pieces of the Triforce, spicy.
Yeah, look at me go! Look at me go!
Nice.
Don't do this in a glitchless race, by the way. That's not allowed. But because we're just playing a casual multi-world, I can do this and not get banned from the multi-world over it.
Whoa, we're banning people from the multi-world? News to me.
Now, this is a Triforce Hunt multi-world, so you're finding like 50% of the Triforces, you know, in each of your worlds on average. Now, does each one of you have to find 25, or is it just 50 collectively? Like, one person can find 40, one person can find 10, and then it has the same outcome.
I actually don't remember how the distribution between our two worlds works.
Yeah,
like, that is something I've just completely forgotten. And I've looked at the Ocarina of Time Randomizer source code before.
Yeah, I actually don't remember if it's 50 between the two of us or 50, like each of us need 50 or 50 between the two of us. I am actually not entirely sure. I normally don't do multi-world Triforce hunts, I do co-op Triforce hunts. So this is actually one of only 2 times I've ever done this. So.
Now I'm going through my notes here, and I think if I remember correctly, the pause menu gives you a total of how many you need to find.
Yes.
Like, I think so, yeah.
Oh, thank you for my sword tunic.
You're welcome. Yeah, we turned chicken catching off, like, just everyone's seen the chicken minigame before. We're just trying to speed things up around here.
I got distracted after getting my Zora tunic and they killed me. All right,
apologies.
I'm not going to get into Botsky chest. I'm just going to come back. We're going to hope it's not a Triforce piece.
All right, we're getting confirmation from the truck. There's 100 total between both worlds, so each of you have 50. And then a combination of 50 total, so either 10 in one, 40 in the other, or any combination that leads up to 50, that is the end condition here today.
Gotcha. Thank you for the confirmation. I'm sorry, as the runner, I don't actually know what's going on. I'm just here to play the game and go fast.
Hey, no, this is the true multi-world experience, right? Like anybody who's done anything with nukes before knows it's always going to be a surprise whenever you do a multi-world with nukes. There's always some spicy setting she loves to throw in. And, you know, we can just say, you know, nukes just gave you these seeds and we're figuring it out as we go.
I'm trying to rope my friends into playing the pot shuffle with me next weekend.
I want to so bad.
Pot Sanity is sweeping the nation, I feel.
I am so excited to try it.
I feel like even as early as, or as recent as 2 months ago, I heard it mostly as like, oh, this would be wild, this is kind of a funny setting, and now it seems like everybody's doing it. It's, I mean, is it really, is it chaos? Is it unmitigated pain? What is the draw of Pot Sanity?
I think it's just like adding, I honestly, like for me, I feel like it would be just adding another tick box to the already wacky settings that I do. So now like all sanities are now going to be like 14 hours instead of 12.
There's
You heard that right, everybody. 14 hours instead of 12.
you know, I feel like it's not an accident that more and more sanities keep getting added to random. I feel like they're trying to break the people who want to do all sanity into taking several days to actually complete a seed.
We actually have done that. We've had weekends where like we play for 13, 14 hours and then like don't finish and then end up having to do day 2 for a couple hours to finish the seed. So
Yep.
Yeah, we're really out there.
That is a thing that has happened.
Do
you have a
grass
particular-
sanity
oh, go
existed
ahead.
yet? Sorry, I was just going to say, does grass sanity exist yet? And if it does, has anyone here played it?
I would quit forever. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the line I draw. That's the line I draw. That is absolutely the line I draw personally.
Yeah, tangentially related to that, do you have like a favorite sanity? I know both of you expressed a fondness for song sanity, which we are playing in this seed.
Mine undoubtedly is skulls. All skulls.
Yeah, skulls. Skull
All of
sanity
them, not
is-
just dungeon.
I
Yes.
love skull sanity.
All
That is my
skulls.
favorite setting.
Yep. I know where all of the skulltulas are, and actually, like when oh, another hard press piece. Thank you, windmill guy. Wait, what is that? Ooh, that's a bomb bag. Nice. When we were doing our other settings that ended up not working out, we had just dungeon skulls shuffled, and it actually was, oh, that's my mirror shield, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I had to remember that overworld skulls weren't shuffled, so my 30 skulls was dead and 40 and 50 were turned off, and I kept collecting, like I kept getting overworld skulls, not thinking that they weren't actually like checks. And I had to be like, oh no, these aren't shuffled.
All right, that your encounter in the windmill prompted me into your unwanted Fant knowledge bomb of the day. That is the windmill guy. I think is nameless in Ocarina of Time, but gets the name Guru Guru in Majora's Mask, where a lot of like the random throwaway NPCs in Ocarina of Time got like background development and all that. And Guru Guru is an onomatopoeia in Japanese that means turning round and round, which is kind of his whole thing. There you go.
Oh, that's
There's your
cool.
useless knowledge bomb of the day.
I didn't know that. That was actually not useless, because now it's going to go to my useless knowledge fountain.
All right, taking notes. All right.
Just say, definitely going to use that the next time I'm hanging out with my friends, and they will say, why is all you talk about Ocarina of Time? You used to be so cool. And that's, I love how deep the knowledge in games like these go. In the pregame, we were actually talking a bit about Super Mario RPG. Pidge, you had talked a bit about a nice new tidbit that you found, but I feel like there's just so much to these games, and people have dug them open so much that there really is so many fun little tidbits there, and none of them, they never get boring. They're always so great to hear.
Yeah, that's correct. I love all that kind of. I love the kind of trivia in video games. If this was an SMRPG stream, I'd have a lot of hot bombs to drop in the chat. So if anyone has been watching my stream and thinks her routing makes no sense, you're absolutely right. I've made some kind of questionable choices with where I'm going here, but
I'm sorry,
ultimately it was kind of, that's okay. It was kind of nice because I found Varn's Mirror Shield by taking a completely unprompted detour to Lake Hylia.
Well,
And I made it back to Kakariko Village just in time to do Dompe digging, so I'm gonna pretend that I did this on purpose and it worked out just the way I wanted it to.
I did not
and there
step
we have a
out
wallet.
of Dompe race quick enough, so we're gonna reset.
Enjoy your wallet, by the way.
Ooh, thank you. I do love having a wallet. Can't believe my wife is giving me allowance. I did CAC as an adult. And some of Ganon's. I think I'm actually gonna go. I should have grabbed Impa's cow heart piece while I was there. That is unfortunate. I am actually gonna go back to CAC and then I'm gonna come back to Gochal. That's what I'm gonna do. I had to think about it. I had to think about it out loud.
So,
I still have yet to attack anything during this most recent load of the save file, so my stick actually is breaking the grass and everything else that I run into.
Nice.
Love the rainbow pattern.
Yeah. Can I do this without getting hurt?
I believe.
There we go.
Nice.
You know, Pidge, you get some respect points from me here. Because you have 30 sticks in your inventory, and you still go through and do the ISG on the stick, so you don't waste any. Because not only does it look freaking cool, but also you just get an excuse to go do a glitch.
I am among the stingiest Ocarina of Time players I know.
Honestly, that is actually like saved a lot of farming attempts for items doing ISG that way. So honestly, it's a very respectable lifestyle, please.
If you have ISG, you can actually climb this ladder and just barely touch the Skullsa, but if you're good, you can take it out without falling down, but that's not really what happened on my screen there.
I'm glad I came back here because I almost forgot the open grotto over here. I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, starting as adult I usually never start as adult for these, so like I'm very used to starting as child and full clearing all my child checks and then going adult for our multi-worlds. So like starting as adult has really thrown me for a loop. I keep forgetting things that I have very little I can do as an adult, so I like have to think about what I can actually do.
This brings me to an interesting question, and Nine, feel free to answer this as well. And you know, I've done a number of multi-worlds, and there's always somebody who can like spend the entire game as like child or adult and just never see the other one. I want to ask, what's the longest time that you can recall, if it was like something ridiculously significant, that you spent like as child in the game? Or like I was child for like 4 hours this multi-world.
I have a great answer for that one. In the most recent multi-world tournament, I competed with Engel 0079 and Tudos. We were team King Zordongo. There was one seed where, logically, one of the players ended up sitting in front of King Zora, waiting for Rudo's letter, full cleared the rest of the seed, and I would say there was probably about a 30-minute period, maybe even longer, that one of the players was simply sitting there doing absolutely nothing. And we first felt really bad, and we watched some of the other VODs of some of the other teams back, and yeah, it just turns out that that player was gonna sit there and do nothing for a while. I believe Spike Vegeta actually pulled up a side game on stream, and started playing that while just sitting in front of King Zora.
Oh my gosh.
But I respect the content grind, but that was by far and away the most egregious example of getting multi-worlded that I think I've ever been a part of.
I have a similar story. Oh, I totally missed there. Oh, whatever. I have a recent multi-world that was in the typical fashion of multi-worlds that Varn and I usually play with our friends. All sanity is turned on. And we also did dungeon entrance rando, and I think that after 11 hours we threw in the towel because I had still yet to go adult because it was closed door of time.
Yeah.
And my Song of Time was still in like sphere 40 or something like that.
It was really far down. I remember that. It was like, after some point we were just like, okay, someone who's not playing the game, look where it is, and we sent it to, I think we sent it to like Sean or somebody else, and they checked it and were like, you got a ways to go, and then we were like, no, we're good, and we just quit. We're just like, no, we're good, turn off.
Yeah,
done.
my Song of Time was in Demon Smalls' Fire Temple, and he had fallen asleep in his chair by that point. Like, it just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, any setting that creates the phrase Sphere 40, like, that is now officially a line too far for me. I've seen one co-op that was 36 spheres, and it had every horrid scenario that made chat happy. I can't even imagine what a Sphere 40 seed would look like.
I mean,
I don't know if it was sphere 40, that was just the first number that popped into my head, but it was something like incredibly offensive. Like, it was very deep in there.
Yeah, I mean, normally having anywhere from 35 to like maybe like 45 or 50 spheres sometimes in some of our multi-worlds is pretty common, especially for like some of the spheres end up literally just being one check. And then it'll be like sphere 41, one check, sphere 42, 3 checks or something like that. And it's very like interesting how the logic ends up breaking down. But we play with some large groups, so that's pretty on par actually. I think one time when we were doing a smaller one, I think there was just 4 of us. I ended up being child for like 5 or 6 hours. Oh, unfortunate. I ended up being child for like 5 or 6 hours and actually was in BK for one of those hours where like I had absolutely nothing to do. I couldn't break any logic. I couldn't sequence break. I couldn't do anything and had nothing to do as an adult. And because it was, I think door time was locked. Door time was locked and there was something else that like I couldn't do as an adult, and it was pretty funny. But I love being a child, so I was pretty happy with it.
Very good. Yeah. No, it's not as scary. Hyrule as an adult is quite the scary place. Get into the market, it's just terrifying. I know it scared me as a kid.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm still scared by it.
Yeah. Do any of you have like go-to BK activities, like, you know, like a standard thing, like, oh, I'm gonna pull up Minesweeper, you know?
I learned new glitches. And then I do them. And then I sequence break.
Yeah, sequence breaking, logic breaking with like stuff. Like my first thing is if I have absolutely nothing to do and I'm in BK and I can go adult, I go unload the light blocking Ganon's trial. So
I pull up Lichess and start playing Blitz.
I think one of the worst ways I ever chose to pass the time in BK mode was to do, I did staircase hovers up to the window skeletal on Lopon Ranch.
I remember that. I remember that. That was very cursed.
It was among the most pointless things I've ever done. I won't say most pointless, but it was up there.
Yeah. Oops. Also, I'm gonna grab my mouse because I am here.
So, chat has asked a very important and pertinent question, and Finn, you might be able to explain this as well as anybody here, or anyone here who feels comfortable answering this very complicated question. What are spheres? Explaining spheres. We've talked about it in some of our previous episodes of Ocarina Improv and what they are in a one-person seed, but now that it's multi-worlds, spheres, they functionally perform the same, but now that we've mixed 2 worlds, talk a little bit about how spheres play a little bit differently here in multi-world.
I think I'll throw the floor to our runners, Pidge and Varn, first to tackle it if they want. If they don't want to answer, they want to like, I don't want to worry about the discussion. I'll take it.
My problem is that I don't know if I'm really in a good position to explain it because I spend every single multi-world just like breaking every sequence I can find.
Yeah, we were told specifically not to do that, and we were like, okay. But essentially,
I'm struggling here. I am struggling. I have not gotten to bottom of the well yet, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Hands are shaking, literally sweating. But spheres of logic in multi-world function the same way that they do in like regular games you're playing by yourself if you're playing for co-op. Basically, it's just the ways that like like the logic expects you to solve the game, and it'll have like certain spheres or like certain groups of checks that will progress the game forward for you or someone else. And instead of having just items for yourself, it'll tell you whose item you were supposed to grab in what location, and then that will plug into one of their spheres of logic somewhere else. So they just kind of, please let go of the grass. They just kind of intertwine a little bit. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's like a mathematical maximum number of spheres you can have in any given randomizer, based off of how many things can potentially lock other things. It's very rare to have a perfect seed, like a max sphere seed, where each item locks something else, and then that's locked by that. But multi-world gives you so many more options for things to be locked by other things, because you now have 2 games, or 3 games, or 10 games, or 100 games. So you can have very large sphere seeds. Like I've seen a couple in the 80s for very, very big multi-worlds. So yeah, it can get quite hairy.
I think it would also depend on if you're doing glitchless or glitch logic or not. That plays another heavy part in where spheres of logic will break down. And like, where I was explaining earlier that like sometimes one of your logic spheres can literally just be one check, and then like the next one will be locked behind something somebody else has to get you, or some other component that plays a big part of it. Something that I think was explained at the very beginning when we first started was that we're going to try not to do sequence breaking or logic breaking, technically, that will put us very far out of logic, but we have certain checks that we have turned on to where we are allowed to break logic. The game expects us to be able to do these things. And one of them is man on roof without hook shot. I attempted it as an adult and I couldn't grab onto the roof, so I didn't do it as adult, but I'm here as child. So if you want to check man on roof without hook shot, as a child, if you come up to the top of the watchtower here, you stand on the upper left quadrant and you hold your Z targeting, and you can walk over and hold left, and then you just hit A, and you jump down onto this little ledge right here. And then you can jump up and say hi to your little friend on the roof.
Hey.
Hey, I'm Triforce. Thank you, bud.
Yeah, the funny thing is that that's a anachronism, I think is the correct term for it. You're supposed to only get that as adults. So the person says, oh, it's good to see you again. Because that person's there and is still on the roof as adult. And like, oh, I remember you from 7 years ago. But this is theoretically the first time you should have been seen, so.
Yes.
I can't believe Nintendo didn't account for this when they made this.
Well, no, we have to go a little deeper here. Clearly, that person was there when Link had just been born and actually remembers you from daycare.
Interesting. But I didn't think the Kokiri did that kind of thing. They all just took care of themselves. They're locked away in that dungeon. You've got that little Kokiri guy just blocking everybody from leaving, right? Nobody was in or out. Like, that's an immovable object. Well, no, we're not going to talk about any glitches. Okay?
I was going to say.
Just you and me, we're not going to be talking about any glitches. That's an immovable object. Nobody's getting in or out of there. How do you explain that?
Yeah, fastest feet in Hyrule, that's fair. I mean, it's a fair point. I'm going to bat for my man on the roof here. I'm just trying to figure out, is it truly misspeaking, or is there a little bit more that we just don't know about this hidden gem of a character?
I mean, there's so many layers to unpack from this very deep character. Yeah.
So is he part of like being an ogre with like layers like onions? Is that like his dig?
All right. Who had that one on their bingo sheet tonight, Chad? So, who had the Shrek
Ogres
reference?
are like onions. Yeah.
Honestly, like I'm doing commentary for a marathon this weekend, and it's Shrek Smash and Crash Racing, and the only thing I'm actually bringing to the table is Shrek quotes. So I have a whole list of Shrek quotes I'm going to read during the run because there's nothing else to say. It's just a racing game.
Well, I mean,
That's incredibly good.
That sounds like all the production value a stream could ever need. So, I mean,
Honestly, yeah.
there you go.
Oh, Pitch, I'm seeing those bomb shoes on the river, and my heart is aching so much.
Oh yeah, I'm getting them. I will never let a pack of bomb shoes slide.
Oh, bomb shoes are so good.
Oh, I see. Pack of bomb shoes slide because they kind of slide on the ground. Ah! I'm here all night.
Are you? Thank God.
I mean,
we need
I
somebody
think
to host.
technically yes.
Yeah, we need somebody to host. I don't know what I'm doing.
You are playing Ocarina of Time Multi-World. Of course, everybody watching, be sure to check out Varin and Pidge01, our runners for today. Of course, we couldn't forget about Nine Whole Grains doing the wonderful commentary, keeping me company here tonight.
Yeah.
Keeping us sane, really. Keeping us talking, keeping it moving.
Together.
Yeah.
So Iggy MTG in the chat asks, so what does multi-world change for the rando? And this is maybe a good time to remind some of the settings here for those who may have just joined. First and foremost, this is a 2-player multi-world. It is a Triforce hunt, which is not inherent to the multi-world format, but it's what we're playing here today. Essentially, there are 100 pieces of the Triforce scattered between these two runners' interconnected games that they're playing here together. They need to collect 50 of them total, so one could collect 25, the other 25, 30, 20, 45, 5, however you like to slice it up. And then that, by default, clears the game for them. Outside of that, there are some other settings that have been changed. They've given themselves some items and songs at the very start. And you may have noticed there, the other songs have been shuffled into the general item pool in a setting that is new to our Ocarina Improv viewers called Song Sanity. There are other settings that have been changed here that we'll kind of call out as they come up. But for now, that's what you need to know here to catch up with what we've done so far.
Buying the Deku Shield, good choice. Good, solid choice.
I did that right at the start of the seed. I am not a believer in never buy a shield.
I'm usually team never buy a shield, but I haven't gotten one yet, and I got to my first shop, so I was like, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm team never buy a shield, strongly, because every time I buy a shield, without fail, in multi-worlds, I always end up getting one, and this is probably one of, if not the first time, one of the only times I've never gotten a shield, just like right off the bat.
Yesterday, I think I got like 3 shields in 5 minutes. It was fantastic.
I think you bought one, and then you found one for yourself, and then I turned around and went, hey, wife, you want another shield?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna pick up. So it's right there.
All right.
And I was like,
Where do I want to go now?
please go. Please cooperate. Here we go.
I have 10 bomb shoes. How do I use them wisely?
I was suggesting
Child
that you
Dodongo's
don't.
Cavern.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't. You go use them.
You know, one of my favorite things, like this is like a multi-world only strat I love doing, is like when you're sending items through the powers of the internet, that's how we're using the internet to send items between each player. And the way the randomizer works is as soon as it goes, that's a one-way trip. There's no coming back. So you can save scum away all your chews as long as the item wasn't for you. So if you find an item for somebody else, you can safely reset that chest, get your chew back. They will still have your item. You'll have your bomb chew. There's a couple like interesting multi-world only things you can do.
Yeah, I think I actually am going to do that because I haven't done any of the Hyrule Field Grottos after I just got that pack of bomb shoes.
And of course, the big scary thing that's always a gotcha is if you save scum away a Triforce piece, you got to go recollect it because it wouldn't count for yourself. That's one thing you can't
Triforce
do.
piece is like the only piece of the randomizer code I have ever actually touched and contributed to, and it's also the reason everyone had to update their multi-world scripts in December 2020. You're welcome.
Ah, so that was you. Okay.
That was me.
All right, Pidge.
Okay, well, save scumming is a bust. The first item was a song for me.
And a very good song at that. I don't know. I might scum song a time, but not Minuet.
Yeah.
It's a gacha game now. You know, ZOOTR kind of is a gacha. Sometimes you pull your 5-star hook shot, and sometimes you get your 3-star Deku Nut. That's how it goes.
Speaking of gacha games, Lasso42 in the chat and me are both players of the same gacha game, and we randomly ended up in each other's multiplayer lobby today, which doesn't sound all that impressive until you consider that you can play multiplayer about 35 times a month. There's only 10 people to a lobby, and you get matched up randomly.
How many people
That is
play this
actually really
game?
impressive.
Several thousand.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty significant there.
items are in certain pools and banner. I tell you, chat comes up with the most creative ways to change ZOOTR or creative puns. Just imagine you have to pull with rupees for a chance at your hook shot or your bomb bag or something along those lines. And if you don't get it, you have to wait 4 more months for the banner to rerun.
That was my claim check. Nice. I mean, somebody don't give anybody any ideas. They're gonna do it. Like if you say it out loud, it's gonna happen. Like that's just how it works.
All right. I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna test that statement right now. I notice here, Pidge does not have a sub to the Games Done Quick channel. So I challenge you, chat, to make sure that Pidge is subbed to the Games Done Quick channel and can use all of Games Done Quick's awesome emotes. There we go. There's my challenge. We'll see if it actually comes true.
Thanks. I usually sub during GDQ, but I guess it's not that time of year.
We'll see with like the 20-second delay if it actually happens.
What I actually did for the code was I just edited into the Lua script a way to directly access your Triforce pieces in your save RAM. In case anyone ever gets desynced, they can brute force a different count of Triforce pieces to catch up with everyone else if they have to. I made a thing that gets posted in the randomizer Discord sometimes where if anyone ever gets desynced, they can generate all the console codes to populate the items that they're supposed to have, and that was actually a fun little project. But I realized in order to make it work properly, it had to have support for Triforce pieces, so I was like, I'm going to add that to the Ocarina of Time Randomizer code first, and then I'm going to make this thing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use that as an opportunity to segue to talk about other things you do, Pidge, because we definitely want to promote you all. But you are quite involved, on the developer side of thing, of a number of awesome projects. Probably the biggest one I can think of is Super Mario RPG Randomizer. What other kind of stuff do you have your feet wet in, just in terms of development for randomizers among other things?
Oh, well, the only randomizers that I've ever contributed to are I've contributed a single line of code to OT Randomizer, which was the Triforce hunt thing that had the ripple effect of everyone needs to update their scripts now. I'm one of the main developers for Mario RPG Randomizer. I have a gigantic patch update in the works that I'm resuming development on later this month. And the other rando that I've contributed to is Universal Pokemon Randomizer. I improved the support for a certain infamous Pokemon Crystal bootleg that was popular about 10 years ago. It was actually kind of funny how I did that. Bootlegs are not officially supported, but that one in particular is such a huge meme that people like to try and randomize it sometimes anyway. And I found a couple of reasons why it wasn't randomized. It was failing to generate a randomizer, or the game would crash if you try to catch a Pokemon. And I was able to fix those bugs just because I've written in Java before, and also just I have experience finding problems in hex code from working on SMRPG Randomizer. But probably the funniest thing that happened was I had to make this, there's 4 attacks in that bootleg that actually just will straight up crash your game if anyone tries to use them, whether yourself or your opponent. So in order to exclude them from the move pool, I actually had to make modifications to some of the basic structure, data structures in the randomizer, which I felt kind of weird doing. I'm I know this isn't supposed to be officially supported, but I couldn't find a cleaner way code-wise to do this. And they told me, you know what? We're actually going to need this for randomizing the Switch games. So that was the most serendipitous moment of my entire programming career.
Yeah, I can't thank people like you, Pidge, and everybody who spends so many hours and so much time making randomizers, making what you see on screen possible for all of us to enjoy, because it's an immense amount of work that requires passion from a lot of people. So this means a lot, and thank you so much. Your efforts, do not go unnoticed.
Well,
also, you have a gift sub to the Games Done Quick channel there, Pidge.
Oh, yes! Oh my gosh, that's from Pocket951. Pocket is a good friend of mine. Oh, he gifted a sub to both me and my boyfriend. That's really sweet. Thank you very much, Pocket.
The fish got away.
I also just wanted to say, like, I've seen like the source code for OT randomizer. It is like incredible, and I want to give a shout out to like everyone who works on this randomizer too, because I've only like dipped like the very tip of my pinky toenail into it, and it's amazing. I love playing this random so much.
The other fish over here? No, unfortunate. All right. I usually never mess up chop fishing, so this is really fun. Don't mind me struggling to fish over here.
Is this that's never happened before?
Honestly, yeah, I put one on the tally board. It's there.
On the tally board. All right. I'm not sure we can get the tally on the whiteboard there. You know, shout outs to the mysterious person who will not be named, you know, doing our live action tracker. You know, this is one I was thinking about because I've seen, you know, a lot of the Ocarina Improv episodes before where there's like a set of items they put on the board. And I was like, oh, all right, well, this is going to be extra work for them because it's multi-world. You now have 2 sets of items. And then they went and outsmarted me by having this super nice column there right in the middle that says both. They still get to use the same number of items. And if both people have it, then it just moves to the center. You don't have to, you know, spend all the effort making duplicates of every single one. And that's a smart solution that I wouldn't have come up with. So.
Yeah, whenever I go ahead.
Oh, I'm still struggling fishing. Literally, do not mind me. I gotta recover this. Don't mind me.
You're way more committed than I am. I usually just exit and re-enter if I miss the first
I'm literally going to do that right now. I was like, I had a backup fish, and I was like, oh, that's not my backup fish. Hold on.
Well, if we lack a hook shot later in the seed, we'll know exactly where it inevitably will be because...
No, I'm going back in here because that has, like, come back to bite me very many times where I'm like, oh, I'll just come back and then forget it for, like, I don't know, 3 hours. And then I'll be like, what do I have to do? I'm in BK. And then go, oh, no, child fishing. And it's, like, somebody's, I don't know, hook shot or a song they needed. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yep. The opposite of never punished is always punished.
Of course. And we do have a question from chat, and I'm going to be punting this one over to you, Nine. And that is, how does multi-world work? What's going on here that makes this magic happen?
Well, I can't get into the zeros and one and nuts and bolts of it, but I would tell you from a sort of functional, as a player standpoint, how multi-world works is very similar to how you would play a solo seed. There are spheres of logic that are generated here. The seed that you see ahead of you here in the sets of rules are based on the Triforce hunt, so it's a little bit different than what you would have in a traditional grab your 6 medallions, go fight Ganon and beat Ganon seed, but the principle is still the same. These 2 games have been connected to one another here, and they'll be trading items back and forth. I suppose that's not the best way of phrasing it here, but their items are located in each other's seed. So Pidge may have a song that Varin needs, and vice versa, with different items. And again, the seed has been generated and the logic has been generated that the game can still be beaten. So there will be scenarios where you'll see one runner pick up an item, and then suddenly on the other runner's screen, that item will now be theirs. So the 2 of them will be working together, somewhat directly, somewhat indirectly, to try and gather 50 pieces of the Triforce of the 100 pieces that have been hidden in their 2 seeds.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, I forgot I don't have a shield. I need to change that.
Is it that time? Is it that time of the seed?
I remember a certain conversation that we had a few minutes ago about shields, never buying them, always buying them.
Yeah, I am absolutely going to be buying one because I want to shield drop into Dongle's Cavern.
Very important.
You know, I admire Pidge's commitment to stuff like this. I think I've said it before. It makes me happy.
Thank you. Hey, you know what? I'm actually like really kind of proud of myself that like I know you've played SMRPG low level before, and I haven't derailed the conversation with that yet.
No, yeah. I did my first SMRPG low level earlier. I remember this because apparently I did something not many people have done, and I stumped Pidge on an issue I had in Super Mario RPG. I was like, but Pidge, the Oracle, you know everything.
Where's my shot?
I'll be taking that one with me for a while. I stumped Pidge on an error that I had.
Yes, well, yesterday, the strange lamp glitch that we saw in Marymore in the Japanese version only, that stumped me too, and I went and researched it like several hours later. There's a... For context for chat, like briefly we were chatting about this before I went live, is that for those of you who've played Mario RPG before, if you stay in the expensive hotel room in Marymore and you turn off the light and go to sleep, when you wake back up in the Japanese version only, the lamp has like flipped itself around overnight and is facing the wrong way. Doesn't happen in the North American version. Completely pointless, really strange, completely benign kind of programming oversight, and finding it was an interesting trip that I will document someday.
Someday, TM, soon TM. I love how, we got to get a little bit of that Super Mario RPG knowledge in whenever we have Pidge on.
Modestus Mouse, if you're interested in playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer Multi-World, there is a Discord server for Ocarina of Time Randomizer where there are frequently people looking to play multi-worlds with other people, and you can probably find someone else who's also kind of like, has never really played it in this way before, but is also an enthusiast of Ocarina of Time. It's a really fun way to play the game. It's very, very cooperative, but also very independent at the same time.
Yeah, and there's so many things you can do. Like the many randomizers have a whole bunch of different settings that you can adjust and play with. And Ocarina of Time is one of the most customizable randomizers there is, to the point where every single location in the game you can toggle on and off. And like there's so many different ways to fill the items to make it very beginner friendly, where like if you don't know any speedrun tricks, you can still go through this just fine. It may take a little bit, of course. But there's like nothing that's going to be required of you that you wouldn't do in like a vanilla playthrough of the game, like casual, start to finish. So you can really start anywhere and like just slowly change things up, make it more difficult to whatever, fits your personal tastes.
And
to attest how like beginner friendly this game is, I did not play this game as a child. I did not have it in 64, but what I did, please stop. Thank you. As a teenager, I had a 3DS and I bought Ocarina of Time 3D, and I played that to death and I liked it a lot. And I didn't actually play the N64 Ocarina of Time until I did Randomizer with Pidge. And actually the first Randomizer I did was I think it was like 5 or 6 of us, was a big multi-world. We didn't finish, but I had a lot of fun, and just if you pick up the game with a couple of friends, even if you don't know anything. I knew no speedrunning tricks going into this, and now I know what would be considered all the beginner and intermediate level tricks, just learned over 2 or 3 years of playing. So if you just sit down and play, it's absolutely worth it, and you can do literally anything in this game. You do not need to have had a hefty childhood with this to be able to play this game.
And I'll go ahead too and add that if this is something that you're interested in trying, a great, very surface level resource is located actually on the Games Done Quick YouTube channel. We actually put together a very brief intro to Ocarina of Time Randomizer video. It's about 8 minutes long. It goes over the basis of what checks are, how logic works in the game, the general rules and goals of a standard setting that doesn't have a lot of these different settings that some of the others have mentioned. And we tried to make it as beginner friendly as possible and really break down some of the building blocks of what you'll be doing in the majority of your seeds. So that's a great resource that you can start with. And I say this every single episode of Ocarina Improv, but my first seed took 13 hours. And that seems like a long time, but it was fun. And as you do learn tricks and get more comfortable and relearn some of these dungeons that maybe you haven't seen for a long time, you'll be amazed at how quickly you'll pick up a lot of this stuff.
Again, this is the second shout outs of the night we get to give to Richard. Even though Richard isn't restreaming today, but Railcoon, the one and only other restreamer, taking restream responsibilities today. That is Richard's check right there. Richard the dog.
Yes,
I always
love that check.
Maybe you can name him in this specific situation, Railcoon the dog.
Yeah, shoutouts to the rep and check.
The GDQ tech check.
Yeah, there we go.
You know, there's like 3 ways to read that. And, you know,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
glad I
there
came
are.
up with it.
That one's got layers.
So many layers there, like an onion.
Like onion.
The
Yeah.
callback, see?
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
and then we brought it all the way back to Shrek. Look at that, creating circular comedy here.
Full circle.
Look at us,
Full
look at
circle.
us. That was a multi-world joke right there.
Alright. I have to think about.
I'd just like to address a question that was asked in chat. The Nauticlitch 255 saying I'm not sure how to watch this. Obviously, multi-worlds kind of can be hard to watch when there's multiple people playing at the same time that are kind of independently doing their own things. At the moment, Varn and I are kind of playing in a scavenger hunt mode, so we're really just looking for as many pieces of Triforce as we can find. If we find 50, the game is over. So at the moment, we are really just kind of like going everywhere we can, find everything we can. But one of the, I guess, like, interesting things to look out for is like what we have access to right now. I've found a lot of items so far, but almost all of them have been for Varn. Like my inventory right now is pretty limited, so the things that I can do are like a little bit more restricted. So I'm kind of like going around seeing what I can scavenge. So we're doing things quite a bit differently, just kind of based on that.
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing things I think about it. That is my station. I am unsure what to do with all of these items, to be fair, because it's like, here's all these things you can do stuff with. Oh yeah, by the way, here's all these things you can do things with, and they're scattered across adult and child. So I'm like, whoa,
I have silver gaunts, I guess.
Oh, nice. As I say, I did give you a strength from Lon Lon. Thank
Paige,
you,
if you're
Talon,
not-
for leaving it behind.
Paige, if you're not careful, you're gonna end up being asked to do an impromptu glitch showcase here. I mean, you have to start keeping some of these items for yourself.
That's
I would be more than happy to. In fact, I kind of did one during the Dompe race that I didn't really get a chance to talk about. When I pulled out my ocarina and played Minuet of Forest, I wasn't just doing that like to be silly. I actually did it to stop the clock for a few seconds because I had hit a lot of flames because I just wasn't playing at my best during that particular Dompe race at the end. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play any warp song that I can think of off the top of my head that I currently have unlocked, and I will stop the clock. And that made sure that I was able to get there in under 1 minute to get both prizes.
Yep, another randomizer specific change. That was a pretty decent change. Back in the olden days, you had to race Dompe twice. Once to get the first reward, and then once in under 1 minute to get the second reward. And, you know, a lot of optimizations to the flow of the game have been added and continue to be added, you know, seemingly with every update. Just to take out a little bit of the repetitiveness, a little bit of the tedium. That's if you do 1500 horseback archery on your first try, you get both prizes. If you do Dompe in under 1 minute, you get both prizes. Things like that. It's very, very nice. And I'm looking at Pidge doing a lineup here, and I hope we're gonna see what I want to see.
That is not what I wanted to do.
I don't think I've seen the setup from the left side.
It's normally pretty easy, I just can't do it when people are watching, I guess.
All right, okay, everybody, I'm gonna need you all
away.
to
Everyone, please
no,
close
don't
your
look away.
eyes
Cover
for a
your
moment.
eyes to
Cover your eyes.
Varn's screen here momentarily as they are farming rupees out of this tree.
I'm actually
And-
waiting for it to change to nighttime so I can grab some
no, I'm
skulls.
trying to
and-
make,
Yeah.
Look
Look
at the sun. Can you look at the sun for me?
There we
Don't
go, I
do
did
this
it.
in real life.
Wait, no, I didn't do it. What the heck?
But we can do it here. And yeah, just stare at that sun in Ocarina of Time just for a little bit.
Sitting over here.
We'll just, avert from Pidge. Okay, nobody's watching Pidge.
Nobody's
This is really embarrassing. I have never missed that setup before.
another one for the that's never happened before Valley board.
What setup are you talking about, Pidge? I
Yeah.
didn't see anything.
I don't know.
What are we doing here in Dodongo's Cavern?
I was setting up an RNG manip, that's all.
Doing all the cool stuff.
Let me just plug in Tales of Symphonia real quick.
This is actually really cool. There's a number of setups you can use to, take out Dodongo's eyes from the ground floor, skipping 90% of the dungeon. And something you can only do with bomb shoes, not in logic. At least I hope, not usually. And yeah, it's just super neat that you can find these spots to do it in.
There we go.
Well done.
Dunkarinos? No.
That one's actually like, the reason I say I've never missed it before is because it's actually really easy. You just like, I just like roll against this wall, make sure I'm facing it dead on, go over a little bit to the left beyond the seam, and just roll until Link stops moving because he's right in the corner. Then I hold shield, hold all the way right, and let go for just a sec so that I turn this direction, backflip, drop a bomb shoe, roll forward, drop a bomb shoe, and that's how I open Dodongo's face. It's like it's a lot of steps, but there's no like real precision involved. It's really just a series of inputs that you just have to do in a certain order, and it will work. Like I would say every time, but as we just saw, it's almost every time when you do it incorrectly. Oh yeah, sorry, my cursor's on the left screen. I left that on purpose because I was thinking if I ever had to show any visual cues that were hard to explain with words, I could just demonstrate them. But what am I? Oh yeah, that's right. Dungeon.
No, you're good. April Fools.
April Fools.
Yeah.
All right, well, we used that one already. We can't say that on any ice traps now. Darn.
Let's see if this is anything good. That is not something that I want. I'm gonna save scum my bomb shoe.
We do have a question from chat. That is, can bosses have Triforce pieces? The answer is yes. So bosses can have any number of items. There is always the dungeon prize, which is the medallion or the stone. And there also is like the dungeon final item, which is like usually the heart container. If you recall beating any Zelda boss in your vanilla game, there's a heart container you pick up, and then you get whatever reward is there. So the heart container part of it can be a Triforce piece.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yep. All right, everybody, we're running into a quick issue with one of the streams. We're going to just take a quick break here. Pidge, I'm going to ask you to pause. Varn, we're going to pause here. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody, but we're actually close to the 1 hour mark anyway, so we're just going to turn this into our wellness break. So, get up and stretch, go refill your water, go call your mom, whatever you need to do. And we will be back very shortly as we take care of this issue and take care of our break. See you all soon.
I was gonna offer to show off ridiculous glitches.
And welcome back from the break, everybody. And you are watching Ocarina Improv, and I am your temporary host for today as Dukes is taking the night off. And just a couple quick announcements before we get into things. Games Done Quick will be at PAX East 2022, April 21st to April 24th. So if you're interested in submitting a run, use !PAX in Twitch chat and fill out the form. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. If you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Anyway, I think our technical difficulties have been solved, and I'm going to ask Pidge, Varn, are you two ready to resume?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give the countdown this time. On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty. Well, internet's haunted. I'm just gonna say that. I did the first 10 Skulltula check, and it was nothing special. Nothing was missed. I didn't do anything interesting. So we're back in the game.
Internet can just be incredibly mysterious a lot of the time. It's so wonderful and at the same time so annoying.
Mm-hmm. It's haunted. It's absolutely haunted. That is a piece.
I need more bomb shoes and stat.
Hey, you got 5? That's enough.
Or you could just wait here for your partner to throw some bomb shoes at you. So since we're in this fight here, I always make the very lame joke of this being the hardest fight in the game, but you actually have an how are you going to go about fighting this thing, Pidge? Because you've got a couple options.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I am not doing the bomb shoe ground jump.
Okay.
I've done that once in my life, and I decided I was never going to do it again.
which is the correct answer, by the way. This the setup for it is absolutely unbelievable. There is a way.
It's awful.
There is a way for those of you who may be familiar with the concept of ground jumping. I know we've gone over it in a couple different episodes here of Ocarina Improv. There's a setup that you can do using the bombs in the corner to store a ground jump off of King Dodongo that you can then use to ground jump with a bomb chew in your hand. Just basically set it into his mouth, or dunk, I guess is probably a better way to put it. But
yeah, dunk a chew in the mouth. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's the much simpler way where the devs were like, hey, we should probably give them these bomb flowers in the event that they spend all their bombs. And we here in the world of randomizers say thank you for that decision 20 years ago, devs. Thank you very much.
Making our lives easier, the bomb flower at a time. I can speak sometimes.
Ooh, okay, I will save that.
We're also going to blame the
well-
internet issues for me going to Lake Hylia for absolutely no reason, remembering that I wanted to go adult. That's what we're also going to blame.
So, question for you two. So, playing in a Triforce hunt. So, does killing the bosses and like collecting the rewards, like, what does that do for you under these settings?
The actual boss rewards themselves, not much. I mean, like, I guess getting the forest medallion would give us another check and things like that. But really it's more so that, like, the heart containers that the bosses normally drop have been shuffled, so those could also be Triforce pieces or other stuff that might be important.
Yeah, I noticed like having Ganon's castle open from the get-go, which in the vanilla game and a lot of randomizer modes requires 6 medallions in order to open, or any number of dungeon rewards if you're playing under like 5 dungeon blitz settings type of thing. But having that open, yeah, it really reduces the importance of actually collecting dungeon rewards. Of course, the 3 stones still give you a song, the forest medallion still gives you a song, and then collecting the forest, fire, and water medallion give you a song. And then I think, the shadow medallion and spirit medallion together give you a check. Not completely useless, but definitely not nearly as powerful.
I'm not wasting that bomb shoot.
Now, Pidge,
Yeah.
on the topic of, inconvenient ways to do things that are normally not that bad with the correct item set, do you ever have to do, or what's your opinion on bomb flower Goron pottery?
I refuse to do it. The only way that I will ever do Goron pottery nowadays is with a bomb chew. It is so consistent. I will only ever do Goron pottery with a bomb chew nowadays.
I went through my first many seeds believing that bomb flower Goron pottery was in logic normally. And all of my friends were just too rude to correct me on it until I had suffered and spent 5 minutes trying to do it, and then finally voiced my complaints to all of them saying, oh, that's not in logic.
Oh,
And,
no.
thanks team for the help with that. But
There we go.
while we're kind of on the topic here of just checks that you can do way out of ways and out of sorts too, I do want to kind of harken back here now to Pidge, you talked earlier that you might just break out into an impromptu session of some of these different glitches that maybe some of the audience isn't as familiar with. Are there any that you're like particularly excited to show the audience about, just to kind of leave a little teaser for later on in the seed if you do intend to show us some stuff?
Hold that thought. I have to take care of something for like 5 seconds. Sorry.
Holding
All right,
thoughts. Absolutely
All
no
good.
thoughts going. None whatsoever. I'm totally not thinking about leaving Ganon's castle, and I'm totally not thinking about...
Okay, that
Checks.
seems perfectly fine, I'd say. Now you can go in and just do the fire trial without gold gauntlets, just to show what it looks like in there, because that's a room you never see.
That's true, I could do that. I'm gonna turn around and...
Though I may have a personal request if you're not already doing it.
No,
Do you
I'm
know
gonna
about
actually leave.
deleting the block for the light trial?
Yeah, I talked about that earlier. I said that's my favorite thing to do in BK if I have nothing else to do and can break logic.
I hope to see it later tonight. That's
absolutely.
My greedy personal request.
If we get to 49, when we get to 49 Triforce pieces, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna be like, hold everything, gotta go unload the light block. Gotta go unload the block in front of light trial. And we're gonna count how many walks in and out of the door it takes. We can do like a prediction or something, I don't know.
Ooh, I like that. Interactive
I'm going to guess
content.
17 entrances and exits.
Oh, that's definitely a number. I actually have long shot and I have Saria's. So I am gonna do something fun. I don't need to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Fun?
Yeah,
in this multi-worlds?
Yeah.
In
Oh,
video games?
Yeah, in the video game, yeah.
That seems highly illegal.
Did we get the same like notes package? Because I'm reading it right now, and nowhere in this does it say fun.
I
like
just,
to break
I
the
just got my
rules,
notes like 5 minutes
so-
before the show, so unless you updated them very recently, I think you're out of date.
I don't play by anybody's rules. TM something. So we're gonna do something fun. So I have access to Forest Temple. I technically in the logic have access to it with Saria's song, but we're gonna do something fun and not use Saria's song. We're gonna backflip over Mido, which is actually a check that we put, or a trick that we enabled that is in logic. But I have Saria's, but we're not gonna use it. We're gonna backflip over Mido. We're gonna have a fun time.
All right, so if they get it first try, this still saves time over playing the song. But even if you lose time doing this, I've gained respect for Pidge for doing stuff like this just to show it, and you will also get more respect from me.
Oh yay!
Even though I can do it the easy way, why not do it the flashy way? Because it looks cooler.
So everybody say hello to Mido. Hi Mido.
Hi, Mido.
Howdy,
All right,
Milo.
so there is a very fun, complicated way to set this up that involves standing on the wall here, getting as close to him as possible without him saying speak. So I'm gonna move a little bit to the right if my controller will cooperate. I'm like moving like very little because I want as far over to the right as possible. Okay. I would need a shield for this to make this work. I'm gonna like try to demonstrate it as best as possible anyway. I would hold my shield out and then I would turn this way and then look up and then turn my camera like with Z targeting to, not use my nuts, thank you. I would want my sword icon to match the tree that is going to be, I'm gonna like line it up with where it would need to be technically, but I would be against the wall. I don't have a shield, so it's not gonna work. So we're gonna do what I like to do called Varn's just wing it. So you can actually just backflip over Mido with no setup whatsoever. You literally just walk as close as possible without speaking to him and just, I'm not gonna get this first try, but I do this all the time because there we go, and I got it. You just stand off to the side a little bit there. And you just kind of backflip over him. It's harder to get back over, so I can't like re-demonstrate it, but yeah, you just kind of stand, I would say maybe like a 15-degree angle away from the wall, kind of look at him, get as close as possible without talking to him. I step forward once and then backflip over him, and it just works. So you can do it in a complicated way, or you can do it in a not complicated way and just wing it. Because I learned that after messing around
for a second there. But
I
you
don't
can do
know
it in a
how long I'm
complicated
trying to
way,
get.
or I'm assuming to finish that thought in a convoluted way.
The internet's haunted, so I don't know what part my
Okay, we
internet
got
decided
it.
to
You
leave
can
us
do
off
it
on.
in a complicated way, or it was like the perfect cliffhanger, Varn, the perfect cliffhanger of what it was going to be. Did we lose Varn again?
You know,
Is it
we
the ghost of the internet coming in?
I I'm now
All right.
beginning to think it's Mido. Like, insulting Mido, skipping Mido.
It's just not cooperating.
All right, Varn, if you can hear me through the ghost of your internets, you need to appease Mido by playing Saria's song so we can get the internet back. This is so strange, but you know, we're gonna work through it.
I accidentally went the wrong
So Pen's
direction.
very
and left.
nice
I'm
jump
sorry.
there to bypass the. Well, okay, one more time. If you missed it the first time.
Okay, we're gonna hope my internet actually cooperates. I'm gonna like
Oh no.
full stop for like a good second. Just breathe. I'm just gonna pray to
It was an
Mido.
accident. I did not mean to fall down there.
You know what? I think we can blame Mido for
Yeah.
everything.
Yep.
What do you think?
He's a little
Nine?
bit mad.
Yeah. Always Mido's fault.
Not control my internet.
To have the
I have no
audacity
idea.
to skip Mido without even using the hook shot setup or playing the song. The most disrespectful way to skip Mido. No items, no song, and yet we're about to see it again.
Yeah, it's skipping past Mido without a hook shot is like kind of a flex because the only things you can really do past him are 2 Skulltulas and like one check in Forest Meadow for Sheik being there and hovering into the Forest Temple if you plan on doing that.
A good old bomb shoe hover into Forest Temple.
I did a staircase hover in the Forest Temple as Child Link one time. It took me like an hour to do, but I felt like a gamer when I did it. To the question from earlier before I had to leave for a moment, probably the tricks that I'm most excited to talk about once I have an opportunity to do them is diving into bottom of the well with a chicken because
Wonderful.
if you know how to get infinite sword glitch, which you can get after a little bit of practice, you can definitely do that trick, and it's cool. It will make you feel like a gamer when you do it. That was the first trick that I taught my coworkers how to do when we played ZOOTR, and one of them I was hanging out with the other day, and she was saying like that's still like her favorite thing to do in Ocarina of Time now. Another one would just be like doing simple clips like skipping King Zora's adult or getting out of Kokiri Forest to Zora's River super early as Child Link. And another one I think would be doing hover slides with Nehru's Love if I get to show that off, because I have Nehru's but I don't have hover boots. It's like there's like you can hover slide without Nehru's, but when you do it with Nehru's, it's very easy, super easy trick for like anybody to learn who's maybe kind of new to Ocarina of Time. And if you do it in Gerudo Training Grounds and you skip like a bunch of keys by doing it, you're just like, wow.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of one of the first things I did in speedrunning. I was like, I've been speedrunning since the 90s, but the first time I got into like glitch speedruns, like the modern sense of speedruns, you know, you got like leaderboard, live split, and all that other stuff. I was watching some Ocarina of Time, and I just wanted to do a playthrough of Ocarina of Time because it reminded me of it. And then anytime I got to a point where I was like, I remember in the speedrun of this, they did something stupid here. They did something really dumb here. And I'm gonna try and go do that. And so I remember going through doing like the hook shot backflip down to Phantom Ganon, skipping all of Forest Temple. That was what I did. Just doing a couple super slides, seeing that work. I did the boss key skip in Water Temple, where you can use like bombs to like get over the hitbox for the door and zone into Morpho without anything. And a whole bunch of other different things. I got into like Shadow Temple using a hookshot jump and all that, and it was just so much fun. Like I wasn't running a timer. I wasn't doing any type of serious speedrun for it that I could put on a leaderboard. But it's just getting to a point, remembering something exists, and just going in and trying it. It's a lot of fun to just go do that and give that a try.
It really is. That's like They are still connected to the lobby as well. That is not having any issues.
We're just getting some updates on here. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Couldn't be more fine.
I'll actually kind of continue that conversation that the two of you are having about glitches, because I only recently, about a year ago, we'll say, maybe I don't know, since 2020, all years have kind of started to mesh together, but I started Ocarina of Time speedrunning, and really speedrunning as a whole very, very recently. And it's strictly just ZOOTR was the avenue into it. And I will never forget the glitch that made me want to start taking this really seriously was the Volvagia quick kill. That was one, the first time I saw it, my mind was fundamentally blown. Like the setups for some of the jumps, okay, you know, you can kind of piece together in your head how that works. Going through the Dongo's cavern as an adult and making all these jumps, okay, sure, Link is like 6 foot tall with lanky arms. It makes sense that he can make these jumps as adult. But when I saw that happen, I had no idea what in the world was going on. People were running in there with 6 hearts, like 40 seconds on the clock. Like, there's no way you can beat this. And boy, was I proven wrong. And I mean, of course, as you two have alluded to, there are so many really fun glitches. And I think it's whenever you find someone who really enjoys ZOOTR, conversations like these, I think really speak to the breadth of just really enriching tricks that you can learn. And as you pick them up and add them to your proverbial toolbox, it really does make you appreciate more and more just how this game is put together and how we can fix that by breaking it.
Absolutely. That's my favorite thing to do is like I like learning all those tricks when I'm playing multi-worlds and I'm stuck like logically with nothing else that I can do at the moment. Like I'm waiting to receive items, so sometimes like I'll just stand somewhere and I'll look around whatever area I'm in. I'm like, I wonder if I could get over there doing something really weird with the items I have. And then I go like to like ZeldaSpeedruns.com and start looking up whatever area I'm in and seeing if there's anything new there that I can learn that I've never done before. And just start finding things completely out of order in case someone else is stuck like I am.
Yeah, you'll go to an area, it's like, I wonder if I can do this. You go to the website, and then it's like, here's 3 different setups to do this thing you didn't know you could do. There's so many things, like, can you do this? Yes, here's a setup.
Well, the best thing, too, is you always get linked to a, like, 20-second clip from 2009 where they had already figured this out. There's not a long video title to it. You're not even sure if the YouTube channel exists anymore. And it only plays through once. But it's there, and it's been there.
I had an experience like that one time when I was trying to clip into Gerudo Training Grounds. I saw a very old setup from like 2008. There was a video someone did where they did like a ledge clip above the door, like just doing a simple side hop above GTG, and just like releasing Z and repressing it right as they hit the ground, and that makes them clip into the ledge and drop down. And then you get inside the boundary of GTG and you can just like backwalk into the loading zone. So I took that and I actually like found a 100% consistent setup for it that I've been doing in like almost every multi-world I've played ever since then.
Oh, there's something super satisfying about consistent setups, and the movement mechanics in Ocarina of Time are very consistent. Like they just will do this, period. It's like deterministic. There's no RNG to it. It's all figured out. So whenever you see like people like backflipping, hopping around, side hopping, rolling, and doing all this, it's like a combination of moves that are guaranteed, like usually sets you up in a specific spot forward or sets you up at a specific angle in order to do a trick. And it's just neat that all that's been figured out, and the things you can do with it are surprising. I'm fully convinced that with bombs and hover boots, and a shield, everything in this game is accessible.
Yep, I fully agree with you. I'm friends with a lot of people who do like glitched OOT speedruns, and when I get the chance, we like to play glitched multi-worlds together, and that's always a really good time. You can really do so much with just bombs and a shield.
Varren taking out Stalfos. I think Stalfos are the single most annoying enemy in the game, but I could be wrong. I'm curious what everybody else's thoughts are. 9, what do you think?
I would say that's most annoying. I mean, Ice Keys certainly have to be in this conversation. Yeah. Strictly because they do way more damage than they have any business doing. I don't know,
That's make you
Stalfos,
slow.
they do. I will say that from a vanilla like Ocarina of Time standpoint, I have great respect for the Stalfos because I truly do think that the Forest Temple is an incredible exercise in tutorializing your player for a harder portion of the game. The Stalfos Gauntlet that you take in the very, very beginning of here, when you run all the way to the back, and then what eventually becomes 3 Stalfos that you fight as you move up Forest Temple, it really is a hard check of the game saying, hey, you're gonna get good at fighting, and if not, you don't get to progress on the adult side of the game. So I respect Stalfos too much to find them annoying, is my answer to that.
I like that answer.
I may not like them, but gosh darn it, I respect them.
All right, what about you, Pidge?
Oh, I have to keep that. Options now. Most annoying enemy.
Oh, I think we got an answer there. That scrub for making you spend your last bomb tune. That's the answer.
Can I say scrubs when you're not on affordable settings? Can that be the most annoying enemy?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even opposed to that. Sorry, I'm just thinking about games and thinking about questions at the same time. Most annoying enemy for me. I don't know if this is necessarily like annoying, but probably the skeletons in Hyrule Field as Child Link. Like they just scare me. I wear the bunny hood whenever I can, just so that I don't have to like run into them. I don't know why that is. Like it's, I think that like those guys freak me out more than Redeads do, even though they're so goofy. As for annoying enemy, this is like kind of a freebie answer. Like this is like the cop-out answer, but definitely Ice Keys.
Yeah.
Other than that, probably even just regular keys, because like every time I go to Dodongo's Cavern, I'm too stubborn to bother using a Deku Nut when I'm trying to push the block down where King Dodongo is, and I just like start getting smacked in the face by fire keys, and I'm like, I could have avoided this, but I'm gonna pretend like I couldn't have and get mad at the game anyway.
Yeah, and that's like the general class of enemy. If I had to pick a single instance of a single enemy, like based on like the location, what they do, seeing where Varn is at this moment, got to be my good friend Toucan Sam at the top of the lab, where you have to take it out if you want to climb that ladder. Period. It will make you fall from that ladder if you don't take care of it. It's a hard requirement to kill Toucan Sam there.
I guess, yeah, that's a whole other discussion, like individual enemies too. Because then I feel like the Octorok inside of the room in Jabu Jabu, where you have to hit the moving platforms to stun them, when you learn your way around that, it's not bad, but the first few times you run in there, that pesky Octorok is going to make your life very difficult. And really, it's not even needed. It's just a jerk of an Octorok. But, speaking of jerk, I think this fish has given Varn so much trouble. I just realized back in fishing now, and 7 years later, the same fish doing the same stuff.
Yeah, it's literally the same fish, just being a jerk. Giving me this eye cat's like, ha 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 ha. I've been waiting for you, Varn. This is now my time to shine.
I've been training for 7 years. While you were asleep, I studied not getting caught.
I studied the fins or something. I don't know. This isn't going anywhere.
No,
Just a quick distraction. We're playing multi-world Ocarina of Time Randomizer. We have 2 runners, Pidge01 and Varn. They are both exchanging items between each other through the powers of the internet, with the goal of collecting between the 2 of their games a grand total of 50 Triforce pieces of 100 available in the game. And as soon as that occurs, we will warp to the credits and the seed will be over. So every time a piece is collected or they are in the pause menu, you'll see this little counter pop up on the bottom of the screen. That's going to be our progress indicator, showing how many Triforce pieces we have collected out of how many that we need to find. And of course, I'm joined by commentary with joined on commentary with Nine, whose dulcet tones have been very nice to listen to all night long. So thank you so much for once again, coming back for Ocarina Improv. It's been great having you this whole time.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone who has watched Ocarina Improv again. This is, this is a real kind of passion project that came together very quickly, but we love this game. We want to share our love of it with you, and we hope to put out some more resources that people could refer to when they were trying to join this wonderful world, or multi-world in this case. And we've been very pleased with the public's reaction to it. So thank you to one and all who have watched, who have followed, and anything in between.
All right, I'm pulling for Varun here for this to be a big enough fish to satisfy the shopkeeper. That looks like it is the correct size. 10 pounds, that'll do it.
Nice.
Varun has what they need to finally quit this place forever. And then in all future seeds, I was like, hey, Pidge, how about we turn off child and adult fishing in all future seeds from here on out?
Moment of silence for my recovery heart.
Just what we needed. A nice, happy heart.
I feel like, the Fisher guy is just trolling you at this point.
Aren't you the only client that... I'm pretty sure the Fisher guy even says, like, I haven't had any customers since you left, and...
Yeah, he was about to go out of business, but you came
back. That lake
back.
hasn't been drained that long. This is... Well, it's his business. Whatever.
It's been drained for a while, but the real answer is that, the fishing hole got stranded from everybody else, and then since everybody fled Hyrule and, had to go, set up shop in Kakariko, they didn't have time to go collect the rents from him there. They couldn't even get to him to collect it. So that's how he was able to get by these 7 years without a single customer.
Well, I will
as
say...
for how he survived, well, he got a freshwater pond and a bunch of fish. There you go.
And, I will say, to his credit, he doesn't sleep. So, there are a couple shopkeepers within the realm of Hyrule that are always awake. The gal behind the bomb shoe bowling counter being one of the other ones who, that 24-hour service.
Hold on. She's definitely not always awake. I have to wake her up every time I go in there.
Never closed, but never awake.
A big wallet. We love to see it.
We do love to see it.
So each of you, Pidge, what would you really like to have right now? What can I will into existence for you for
hover boots?
Varn. It's okay, Varn. You're gonna need to go find those hover boots. They could very well be in Pidge's seed. They could be literally anywhere between the two games. But
Varn knows from playing so many seeds with me, that is bar none my favorite item.
Yep, absolutely.
So if every time I play a multi-world and I'm stuck but I have hover boots, undoubtedly every single time I will learn a new glitch.
Now I'm trying to do the thing I've been putting off. The waterfall.
surely it's just gonna be, you know what, I'm gonna call it. Chat, you can get your guess in. What is Varn about to find in the waterfall? I think it's gonna be a bloopy.
Oof.
For Pidge. It's gonna be specifically a bloopy for Pidge.
Oof.
Oh, I hope so.
What in the world just happened? I got turned around. That's very strange. I backflipped the wrong way, I guess. I don't know. My hands started sweating because the internet, the ghost was possessing me and I started sweating, So we're gonna blame the internet.
Well, chat has decided that it was definitely Mido. So, Mido might be with those fast feet, stepping on, kicking your router a little bit as he pivots around. Pidge, I'm trying to think here with your inventory. What all do you even have left in Logic right now that you can do? Because I know
Very little.
I was gonna say I'm counting up in my head here, and I'm like,
Very little.
there's no bomb shoes left to even go out of Logic. At some point, we're gonna need something here.
I have 20-ish checks as adults, so we'll get something.
I could try going to Kakariko Graveyard and seeing if I can get the magic bean item with the boomerang. I've done that a couple times before, but I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, it's not an easy setup.
Yeah. Because like I have
For
boomerang,
live
but still
tutorials,
Sammy's
I'm
off.
ready.
What I can show here is like how to do a Navi dive to get a force like super early. I do it in every single multi-world.
Please stop giving me things, see, I don't need anything. Please spare me. Please spare my poor soul.
Hey, did you check what was in the in the crate? We could get the synced boomerang throws to take it out.
No, I didn't. I didn't go check the crate yet, but I'm gonna play Serenade to come back, so I don't have to. Well, actually, you know what? No, we'll just float down the river. It's fine.
Why am I even making you do that? You'd have the long shot too. It's like,
Yeah.
the easy
Yeah,
way
I
to do
could
it, you
just-
just go to the grave and long shot to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Please stop sending me things. I need to send you things. Take it back. I don't want it. I don't want it. Please spare me.
Alright, well, while I'm in Lost Woods, let's see if I can show off how to do this without totally embarrassing myself. You see how I have Navi active right now? Something I like to do in every single casual multi-world where it doesn't matter if you're doing glitches out of Logic or not and you won't get kicked out of your group call for doing it, is I like to get up on this pedestal here, and I do shield, and I hold it backwards 180 degrees, let it go for like just like a frame or so that I flip around like that. And then what I do is I just back up slowly, and as soon as I fall off, I hold forward and grab the sledge. Just like that, so I'm standing right on the edge there. Then what I do, I pull out anything I can slash, so a sword or a Deku stick. While you're standing right on the edge here, you just start mashing it, and while you're mashing it, you're gonna fall off and start doing a jump slash, and anytime during that jump slash, you press C up to talk to Navi. Let's see if I can do it. And you fall right down to the bottom there, and you can swim right out into Zora's River. And you can do that with only a shield and a slashing item, so Deku Stick or Sword. And I like to do that because, imagine doing things early in Logic, like going to Hyrule Field, where I can just come to Zora's River for no reason and do nonsense in here. Yeah, fun trick you can do if you have Navi trying to bother you for any reason. That's called force escape in speedrunning, but you can definitely do it in a randomizer setting as long as you're playing on settings that don't have a ban. And by settings, I mean your friends that you're playing multi-world with just don't care.
Yeah, get you some friends who don't care if you break absolute Logic, because that's the most fun. Once this world is opened up to you with tricks, it's hard to go back, honestly. It's really hard for me not to, like, sequence break or Logic break anything with a bunch of glitches. Actually, you know what, let's see.
Right, what can I do right now? I guess I could like start collecting skeletons. I've been kind of ignoring them. Because if I don't have something written on my tracker, I would completely forget it exists. And that's true with every game. I've been speedrunning Super Mario RPG for 6 years, and I still have only ever done one run without notes.
I don't know if that helps you, but I hope that helps you.
Do you have like rando object impermanence?
Yes, I do.
It's either that or a state of permanent seed bleed, which is what I very much get afflicted by, where I will have a note in my head of a certain location being foolish or a certain location having an item, only to later find out that no, that was 3 seeds ago. Why is that what you remembered? But it is funny how we recall certain pieces of certain seeds and how it just influences the current seed that we play, no matter how many of these that we go through.
You know what? I'm actually gonna wait for nighttime so I can get a couple skeletons here, because I have a boomerang!
Hey.
Hooray!
Hooray. It's gonna wait for it to be nighttime, and then I will work to Lake Hylia and get 2 skeletons with my boomerang. Although, actually, no, what? I'm not gonna use my boomerang. I'm gonna show you how you can get the one on the back of the lab without a boomerang.
Just because I like it. You know, Pidge, you keep on delivering on this. You know, we had Varin just backflip over Mido just because they could. Now we're gonna have you do this boomerang trick without the boomerang, just because you can. Big fan.
For the longest time, I would only ever do like itemless backflip over Mido just because I wanted to flex like constantly. It's like, I don't need to do this, but I'm going to anyway.
One more time across the bridge, we have our long shot. So we can go to places that normally we would need a bonus help for.
Ooh. Something that would be cool to show off like in the future if we're doing a seed that doesn't have the bridge pre-repaired is to show how to get across with just a hook shot, because like it's one of those tricks where it's really just a sequence of inputs. If you do them, they're not like very sensitive inputs. You could just like do them in sequence and you can get across like the bridge as you just do each instruction step by step. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite things to teach people how to do. Like something that I also do like with Rando is that I'm really good at Ocarina of Time Rando. I just like playing it in a casual setting with my friends and just like learning new tricks that just for fun and things like that. If you've seen anything that Varn and I have done today and you want to like just ask for some clarification on how to do it, like feel free to like hit me up on Discord or something like that, and like I'd like more than happy to just like walk people through how to do a trick like in the practice hack and things like that.
And again, what we were trying to stress on this show as well is that, you know, anybody can rando with just a little, even just the littlest bit of efforts. It's very accessible, and we encourage people of all skill levels to try and get involved. And we love having more and more people in these communities because, you know, just seeing different perspectives or being excited to show people new tricks. Like, I'm sure Pidge is the same way. I'm this way. Like, when somebody gets in and they're like, oh, I got a trick I could show you. And they get like really, really excited and all giddy about that. I'm like, look, you can do this. You can do this. And you can do this. And then they do it. And I was like, yeah, I'm popping off. Let's go. And it makes me smile so much seeing people learn from that and then get excited that they can now do something to show their friends.
That is definitely how I feel. Like, 6 years ago, I made a tutorial video for how to get 100 jumps on it in 100 super jumps in SMRPG, and every time, like, even in 2022, whenever someone leaves a comment saying that they finally got it, like, that just makes my day. I'm like their cheerleader, you know. I will gas them up, be like, yo, you did it, or they'll say to me, I can only get 70 so far. I'm like, yo, you're so close to 100. Let me know when you get 100 because you're gonna get 100. Like, you know, it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, 70 jumps
I have seen that video, but I failed at getting 100 jumps, not because your tutorial's bad. It's great. It's because I am impatient.
I completely understand that, honestly.
I say this as someone who has also spent 20 hours doing a low-level run. Apparently I'm patient enough for that, but not grinding 100 super jumps.
Oh no, I was on fire. Oh, thank you, fairy in a bottle.
I like how with your Link's last breath, you got over the firewall.
Yeah, what a trooper. Thank you, Link.
Oh, I was going to go to Lake Hylia, that's right. No, because it's like just newly nighttime and I have time to get the Skulltulus.
Okay, thank you, Boulder. Very nice. Hey, keep running into the wall. Why did I do this? There we go.
Great, I'm not conserving a stick here because I'm on a time crunch. $14 skulls. I only need 20 because my 30 check is nothing.
Ooh, So Modestus Mouse asks, what's the most important trick everyone should learn? So that's a really, really interesting question here. And I'm assuming that this is asked in the context of rando, because I'm sure the answer, if you're talking rando versus strict vanilla running glitchless categories, I think the answer to all of that's probably a little bit different. But in the context of rando, I would say that
There's a couple good ones.
Yeah, that's really good. So I will say that if you want to kind of run at a, like, compete, we'll say, I would say that Lensless Wasteland and Reverse Wasteland, the Haunted Wasteland, without needing the magic in the Lens of Truth or the long shot in the hover boots, you can get through without any of those items. And I would say that that trick was certainly one that changed how I pursued every single seed that I had done. Outside of that, in terms of a trick that's just universally useful, that you'll use every seed without fail, I would say ground jumping.
Yeah. So I'd say, ground jumping's good for sure. Like, as a general, just time saver thing. I think the two biggest, outside of Lensless Wasteland and Reverse Wasteland, the two biggest things that can make or break a seed entirely for you is Mido Skip as one. If you don't know how to Mido Skip, there is a chance that you can just be roped into an all dungeon seed, because you need that for either Saria Song or Minuetta Forest, and you just can't get through there otherwise. So if you don't know Mido Skip and it comes up where you don't have access to those songs, you can add potentially an hour to an hour and a half onto a seed on that pathway alone. Then of course another one being B1 Skip in Deku Tree, which is a very common early dungeon, and that bypasses the need to have a slingshot. So anything that can bypass an entire check or requirement is pretty big, and Mido Skip pretty much completely invalidates Minuetta Forest as something you need. But Varn there, just awesome jump. Sorry, I just wanted to compliment that.
Thank you. I'm trying and I'm failing. It's okay though.
Yeah, that's a lot harder than it looks, especially doing it without a jump slash. So props to Varn pulling it off. It's awesome when it works.
And I will add just one final thought on these tricks that we have talked about. I don't know if the disclaimer has been made, but in the event it hasn't, I will make it, that a standard Ocarina of Time Randomizer seed requires absolutely none of these tricks to complete. And that is really the beauty of these tricks, is if some of these seem intimidating to you, think of them as tools that you can use in time to improve your performance, get through areas a little bit quicker, show off to your friends. But certainly none are required in order to complete a seed and to get all the way to Ganon, if that's what you're there to do, or to collect all the Triforce pieces here. It's, again, a setting that can be toggled off. You can certainly make it to where some of those tricks can be required to find certain items, but you will never be required to use any of these tricks in order to complete a seed. And that, I know, is a real relief for some people who may be a little intimidated by some of these glitches and some of these setups. So just keep that in mind if this is your first episode. We do like to stress that this is all here to, I guess, accent the seed rather than be required to complete.
Yep. Go faster.
My gosh. It's Varn's Song of Storms.
Please stop sending me things, please. I have so
just
much to do.
I just want to indicate that was technically in logic because I have magic beans. I just haven't used them.
And you have silver scale. You have silver scale, so never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, well, you don't have bombs yet, so is it in logic? But I forgot about the scale.
Okay.
That's actually it for me as child.
So I will say here, Varn, a couple people have said in chat, and I also was informed from a voice on high, There is a bomb bag that was earlier on in your seed. Do you recall where that was?
That is in a windmill. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're correct. Okay. I was thinking about it. I was like earlier when I was going through when I was doing Mido skip in the back of my head, I went, there's something I'm forgetting a bomb bag somewhere, and I went, where is that? Thank you for the call out on that.
Yeah. Just a little nudge here.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
I bet it's yours anyway.
Probably.
Honestly, probably. Storm, sorry, I'm sorry.
You know what? It's time for a prediction.
Oh.
I like where this is going.
Whose bomb bag is this going to be? It's going to be Pidge or Varn. You're going to need to delay it by 2 minutes so that there's enough time for channel points to get in.
Okay, I play Prelude. I'll walk really slowly. I'll do like an RP walk there. I'll walk very slowly.
All right, get your channel points in on if that bomb bag is either going to be Pidge's bomb bag or... did I break it? It closed immediately? Oh no. All right, hang on, I'm gonna do it again. All right, you're gonna need to, hey, you're gonna need to do something else. Hang on, okay. Choose outcome. Yeah, do this. All right. Here we go. Real time adjustments. We're gonna repeat the prediction. 2 minutes starts. All right. I think we're good.
Okay, I'm very slowly RP walking. Like, we're gonna talk about this amazing scenery that is on the way to our beloved Kakariko village. As you can see, there's Goron City in the background there. All these trees, this grass, this river. Oh my gosh, the sound effects in this river, so good.
Yeah, the architecture on the bridge, those little handrails, you know, very, very
okay,
pretty
I can
place.
stand it. I have to go fast. That's enough RP walking for me. I'm sorry.
You know, if this isn't content, I don't know what is.
And it's content that you can only get here in Ocarina Improv.
Yeah, almost everything I found in the seeds so far has been for Varn. It's actually kind of comical at this point.
It actually kind of is. Actually, to make this go a little, what's left on the timer for that?
60
prediction?
seconds.
60 seconds?
It's even, which is the correct way this should work. This is a true 50-50. There are 6 bomb bags out there. None of them have been found. So there's 3 out there for Pidge. There's 3 out there for Varn. We don't know whose it is until we collect it. So yeah.
It's true.
I have a couple things I can do as adult.
Because we don't have Sun Song, I am actually going to let this change over into night so I can get the Skull Above Empress House while we give this prediction timeout.
Yeah, that's actually good. Yeah, it'll be done by then.
Well, Link just rolls. Having a good time.
You know, just this is a special service we're giving you, the GDQ audience here. We are intentionally going slow so y'all can gamble on stuff with channel points. You're welcome.
Games done, that's the new thing. It's games done slow and then parentheses so you can gamble with channel points. There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the new business model.
All right, yeah. I'm down.
The G in GDQ stands for gotcha now.
Gotcha done quick.
It's nighttime.
I wish I could have. I should have let Ray do the channel point prediction, so I could have gone all in on Varn here because it's gonna be Varn's bomb. We know this. It's the trend of the seed. Varn's getting everything. Pidge is getting nothing. This is how multi-world can go.
Oh, it's okay. I thrive on a low inventory.
It allows you to move quicker. Less than Link's pockets weighing you down.
I'm gonna grab the skull before I forget because I'm gonna make everybody wait even longer in anticipation. Regret your decisions. Think about them. You know, marinate on them a little bit. Think about those sweet, sweet channel points you might or may not win, because I guess you could technically guess wrong.
Oh, I'm about to die. Actually, this is kind of embarrassing.
All right, 16. Ooh, I need to actually pay attention to Skulltulas. Because we don't have them instead as items, I keep like writing them off in my head, and they don't need to be written off. I need to stop doing that.
It's so embarrassing. I died of Stealthos.
You know, Ray in chat brings up a good point that, you know, usually I do channel predictions during my show and Ray does it like for everything else. And we somehow managed to get like a frame perfect close on the channel point prediction where nobody watching was able to get points done because we did the prediction so fast, so quick. Yeah.
Firing on all cylinders. This is...
It's not the speed running you looked for when you came to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick, but it is what you got today.
If I can get to it, I'm so sorry. I'm so rusty of like actually getting this, not like coming out of Dante to do this. I don't know why I didn't. Well, I couldn't have because Song of Time, but
I believe.
Thank you. I'm so glad that somebody believes in me.
Type one if you believe in Varn, chat.
Thank you.
Always love fishing for the ones.
That's one for me.
Hands
I love
up.
typing one in the
Spirit
chat.
bomb.
I was kind of hoping that I could just drop from the other side, but I'm gonna wait for this to come back around and do it from this pillar right here and get onto this. Which one is? It's one of these. It's one of these you can get onto.
You know, I'll be honest.
I'm struggling.
I've been playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer for, I think, going on 4 years at this point. And I never knew you could hookshot the roof in in this spot. 'Cause I get up there a different way. So yeah,
I might
did not
have
know
to
this was
actually
up
do it a
there.
different way if this isn't gonna, like, if you get to this right as it comes by, you can drop down onto it. I just barely missed it. Okay, cool. This is fun. Yeah, you can hookshot these pillars over here on the side. It's very annoying. Where is, okay.
You know, well, I didn't even think about this one, Fan. This jumping up onto this little pillar and then subsequently to the spinning platform is actually a trick that I learned very early on that I guess I've kind of taken for granted. But yeah, this is another very, very nice trick to add to your arsenal early on. And there are, again, a number of setups for it, with or without items. But yeah, sometimes your bomb bag's up here and it's nice to be able to get Link up there, so.
It's just right there. You can taste it. And so many people can taste the channel points they are about to lose,
Can I
or say
take them?
goodbye to the channel points that are about to, you know, go to somebody else more fortunate.
Oh no, you don't, buddy. I am no longer getting blasted by Stalfos in the chat room.
You can
I
see
saw my
it.
internet go out for again for a second, so I was like waiting to do anything.
That'd be, you know, I don't want to jinx it, but that would be quite poetic, right? Where you're lifting up the bomb bag, and that's when the internet decides to strike again. It sure would.
That would be the time, wouldn't it? Oh, that is not
that
me
mine?
getting the bomb bag. I'm very sorry for anybody who had their breath made. I'm so sorry.
I'm fishing. I don't know what the result
I think
of the
you
bomb
gave me
bag was.
200 rupees.
I think we're still trying to collect it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't gotten it yet. My internet is
Yes.
being weird. Yeah, I was waiting for it to be shown on screen, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get it because it's not cooperating. Internet is not cooperating at all.
Meanwhile,
Well, fish is a
Pidge
fighter.
getting revenge on the fish for Varen. The
That
fish
one was a
that
fighter,
so
too.
rudely avoided capture twice. And Pidge is like, no way, fish. We're going down.
I'm getting revenge from my wife. That's what's happening here.
For those keeping score, we are at
Thank you, I
33
appreciate
out of
it.
50 triangles there. So 17 more to be found.
Nice. I'm just like embarrassing myself with backwalking.
Oh
and
no,
doing
come
the wrong
back
things.
on the platform so I can do the backflip.
Just a reminder for those of you just joining us, you are watching Ocarina Improv on Games Done Quick, hotfix show all about introducing everybody to Ocarina of Time Randomizer and all the different varieties you can do with it and different methods of playing. Tonight we're featuring Multi-World, where we have 2 interconnected games where stuff is shuffled pretty evenly between 2 different game worlds via the powers of the internet. Each player, tonight's players Pidge and Varan, will be exchanging items and collecting Triforce pieces, of which they need to find 50 of 100 out in the world in order to reach the credits. It's pretty neat. Very fun way to, do a co-op of Ocarina of Time without doing the exact same game. And a nice chill afternoon you could spend with, any number of people. Do it with 2 people, as little as 2, as we're seeing today. You can play it with, I think the largest I've seen was around 200, which was, quite a mess to get that many people organized, but it can be done.
That one.
Oh, there is one thing. Yeah, okay, it's actually done. So remember earlier on in the broadcast, we were talking about spheres and how, 40 spheres is a lot of spheres and all that. And I mentioned that the more seeds you generate, or the more worlds that you have, the higher your sphere count can go because more things lock more things. So, the last literal hour, I've been generating a 100 player seed just so I can go look at the spoiler log and see how many spheres it is. And I'm going to check that right now.
I respect it.
Speaking of check.
All right.
I hope. Yeah, I was gonna say I was
It's
waiting for
Pidge's
the internet
bomb
to come
bag.
back
There
up,
we
so
go. We have an answer.
You can see it.
All right. I am doing things with that, gamers.
All right, if you selected Pidge, congratulations.
I only had 1 check left, so that couldn't have come at a better time.
All right. This isn't as extravagant as I thought, but the number of spheres in my 50-player multi-world seed was 78. 78 spheres. That's a lot of spheres. And apparently, if you were player 7, the last 6 spheres are yours and yours alone.
Oh God, that's the worst
So
feeling.
yeah.
That is wild.
There is, I think there's a lot of obviously not a 70-person multi-world, but I actually find the competitive element of multi-worlds to be fascinating, to the point where I would say that 3-person multi-world might be, for me at least, my favorite format to compete in. Partially so my super strong teammates can carry me to victory, but also because the interconnected logics of you find someone else's bomb bag, so they find someone else's hook shot, so then that person finds your Ruto's letter. Keeping track of all of that is just intriguing to the nth degree, truly, and I really hope that we see more tournaments try to adopt that format. And I know there is a main tournament that does the multi-worlds, but I think there's a lot to be explored, and it's certainly fun, especially when you start toggling some of the settings on and off.
Oh, more Stalfos. I'm in trouble.
I hope that piece of heart helps.
It does, actually. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Convenient heart refill.
Yeah, absolutely.
These timers that they have in Gerudo Training Grounds to defeat the enemies, for any speedrunner, it's not that close at all. You have more than enough time. But the timer still being there, it can just make me nervous sometimes, even if it is a very free timer.
I ran into the Deku Nuts.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's bad. All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting the heck out of here. I really came in here because I wanted to show off the clip I did to get into Grua Training Grounds. It's not really necessary because I have Grua membership card like from the start, but it saved me 10 rupees, so you know I feel like it was worth it overall.
And this question has come up a couple times as well. I believe Cactus is the most recent one to ask, and I don't think we've ever vocally answered this. So in the interest of anybody who may be watching a VOD, who also has the same question, what are spheres? The chat has done a really good job of answering it too, but just to kind of vocalize it as best I can, whenever a seed here that we're playing is generated, a path is predetermined through that seed, and items are then placed along that. From there, lower sphere checks, so a sphere 0 or a sphere 1, as a couple have noted, are earlier on. Sphere 0s being checks that don't require an item to get. So if you find, let's say, the Cuckoo Lady in Adult Kakariko Village, that's a check that doesn't require any items or songs to get. Let's say that that is your hook shot. Now, anything that hook shot locks could be a sphere 1 or further along the line item. That could be a sphere 1, could be a sphere 2, depending. And so when we're talking about spheres and how different items are placed along it, that's really what we're referring to, is simply later spheres are locked by items that can be found in earlier spheres. And there's plenty of logic and plenty of conditional pieces that you can use to find all kinds of nuance, but in the strictest sense, that's going to be what logic or what spheres are all about.
Thank you for that lovely explanation, Matt.
That's what I was trying to do.
Now, I can't wait for our friendly, mysterious person next to the tracker whiteboard to be able to move that little bomb icon in to both. That'd just be wonderful, both for our players to have explosives somewhere. But as with multi-world, generally the way things go, someone's gonna, get the short end of the stick with the progression. And, Pidge, though, you seem to very much like having very little items. So this is, I guess, good for you.
Oh, well,
Enjoy your
that's,
hook shot,
that has
Wyatt.
changed. I no longer am having an item shortage here, that's for sure.
Yeah, so this is another check that we put in logic here. Technically, you can get to that spot up there with the Kuko as a child, but as an adult, there is, again, a shield setup where I would, slash into the gate here and, set up a thing precisely and jump to this spot and then do another setup. But this is, again, a Varin just eyeballs it and gets away with it. So I'm unsure if my stream picked it up, but I'm gonna...
Oh, we got it.
Oh, we got it? Okay, I'm not gonna do it again. Thank God. I'm not gonna do it again. It took me a couple tries. I was like, ugh. But essentially, there are very precise movement setups in this game where it is proven. Oh, those are my hovers. Those should have been your hovers.
Sure are.
They should have been your hovers. But there are setups in this game for tricks that are tested, proven, just the bread and butter, but there are a few of them that you can just get away with just eyeballing it, and that's, again, one of those you can just eyeball it and just do it.
I can picture Pidge's face lighting up and smiling, yeah. Oh,
I knew those weren't going to be mine. I was happy either way.
Oh, I wish I could have just turned around and given you your hovers, but that is not how that worked.
Oh, I can go to Forest Temple now. Let's do that.
I do want to confirm here that, our lovely tracker is, in fact, a person and not a robot. So, I'm going to request. We'll see if the bot can understand human commands. Can we get a thumbs up in front of the whiteboard? Will this impossible task for a computer, but very possible task for a human, actually work? Can we see a thumbs up on the stream? I'm just loving the very delicate drawing of the numbers. Probably one of my favorite things about watching Ocarina Improv is just so satisfying seeing that tracker, that life-size tracker.
Yep. I very frequently check the VODs of Ocarina Improv to see, you know, how the public is responding to it, and I would wager no fewer than, you know, 3/4 of the comments are strictly related to how endearing the live tracker is, and with good reason. With good reason.
Yeah, but unfortunately, whoever the live tracker is failed my CAPTCHA device and is confirmed to be a robot. So it's a pretty advanced robot, I must say, but a robot nonetheless. Failed the test. That's that.
So since this is not Key Sanity, and I can technically full clear Forest Temple, I would like to show off the Forest Temple boss key skip. And I can also explain how to do it.
Please do. This is one of the first things I learned. I'd love to watch you do it.
All right.
This is great stuff. Pay attention to Pidge's screen on your left.
So I find it easier to just have a hook shot on the bottom. So what you do is you get up into this corner here, this one that's on, you're facing towards the center of the Forest Temple, then it will be on your left of the staircase. Get right up into that corner as well as you can. Hold your hook shot. So I'm going to only move my hook shot left. Don't move your hook shot up and down here. You just want to keep it on the same Y coordinate as when you first pulled it out. And what I like to do is aim for the knob, almost. You want to get it like right up close to the knob, but you want to move it a little over to the right so that it's actually like pointing at the doorway right beside the knob. I don't know what the exact positioning is. I just kind of wing it, but it's like somewhere around here. Important thing is like not directly on the knob, but close to the knob. Then you want to hold Z. I'm sorry, yeah, I say Z because I'm from Canada. You want to get into this mode where your hookshot is still out. Then you want to start back flipping as Link and also pressing hookshot while you're in midair. And I went too far. So I'm just gonna keep trying that until I get it. Yesterday I got a first try, today not so much.
I'm aware of like, you know, how much effort has been going into setups for things, and I'm always amazed how stuff like this gets found in the first place.
There we go. So, I shortened my backflip by mashing hookshot a little bit, and that made me land like squarely like clipped into the banister, like the banister on the top of the stairs there. So after that, I just tapped left on my joystick, and that made Link just grab an internal ledge here, and I just press A to drop down, and now I am inside the staircase. Next thing you want to do is, I'm facing out to the darkness. I like to just look down and position myself so that I'm like kind of looking straight ahead. You see how like the boundary of the floor in front of me is kind of like a straight line? Pretty good. Look at your map. I'm facing like kind of dead towards the center. I'm gonna roll off here and hold up the whole time, and that's gonna take me right into the loading zone for Phantom Ganon. Pretty fun trick. All you need for it is a hookshot.
Well done. Well done.
Thanks. Oh, except now I have to fight this guy with a hookshot. Oh, I don't like this. I didn't think this through, everyone. This is you know when you get a big ego because you did something cool and then you realize it wasn't really what you bargained for. Well, that's the story of me playing video games in general.
It is a good note, though, that, yeah, Phantom Ganon doesn't actually require the bow to be beaten, which is...
this is true.
There's a lot of really funny... I don't even know if I'd call them oversights necessarily, because, you know, why would you ever expect somebody to be able to reach this without the bow? But there are a lot of really convenient two items doing the same thing instances that really make this whole randomizer thing and Ocarina of Time actually, I would argue, actually make it work to begin with. Like, if there weren't so many ways of doing each of these tasks that you can do in dungeons and things of that nature, I think this would be a lot less enjoyable. And, you know, this is just another one of those instances. Will you ever get here without a bow? Nah, not logically, but if you ever did, you could do it like this.
I love the ISG strat for Phantom Ganon because it's just like, Phantom Ganon's this big scary thing, and Link just no-sells everything. It bounces off him. You just casually walk up and take him out. It's so good. Makes me laugh every time.
Did you just walk up in ISG? Don't ever do that in a glitchless tournament match. Only do that in casual multi-worlds where your friends don't really care what you're doing. Because, yeah, it's fun. But, don't use ISG if you're playing with something that has strict rules about glitches. I'm trying to make sure the gamers follow the rules. That I'm setting a good example here.
Something. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to bring up a question from chat, and that is, I know the answer to this one, and made me laugh because there's some good answers to this. That is, can receiving an item from someone else mess up the setup you're doing for a certain trick? The answer is yes. So I'm gonna, definitely yes. But what's the worst time that you have ever received an item from someone else that messed up something you were keen on doing?
Oh man, too many to list. Almost like every instance I'm thinking of is like when I am right about to take the cuckoo behind the waterfall in Zora's Domain as Childling, and like right as I'm about to hop off the ledge, I get an item and I drop my cuckoo into the water. But that's not the worst, it's just the one that happens the most.
I don't think I have one that like somebody has given me an item and it's messed me up, but I remember one time Pidge was trying to do the walk on the outside of the graveyard to get to Shadow Temple, and they requested no checks, and I sat there for a second. I was like, okay, and then I was like, I'll pick up this item, not thinking about it, and then I messed it up, and she was right there on it, and then fell, and I was like, I'm sorry.
You are incredibly nice. Wow. So whenever I say, hey, don't send me items, everybody rushes to the shop to send me junk items in order to mess me up. So, you're so kind. I need to play multi-world with you.
That's funny. I try to be respectful of the whole, hey, I'm doing a trick, don't send me anything. I don't know if anybody was paying attention because Pidge was setting up the trick and I was climbing up to Death Mountain, but something that I don't think a lot of people talk about in multi-worlds that kind of sometimes trips you up is you will get an item for somebody else and then you'll get in your head, oh, I have this item, I'm gonna go do this thing, and that's what happened to me. I went up to Death Mountain thinking that I had bombs so I could go turn in my claim check, but those were actually Pidge's bombs and I forgot that they were Pidge's. I got out there and you saw me pause for a second and I was like, oh, right, those weren't mine, hold on. And completely thought about it. So sometimes in multi-world, when you just give people stuff, you kind of forget that it wasn't yours and you go to do something and then you realize, oh, that wasn't my item.
My humble submission to the worst time to get items is not nearly as extravagant as a big trick setup. However, the torch run in Zora's Domain, inevitably it always happened to one of the three of us whenever we were competing in the multi-world tournament. It would always be, if you called it out, inevitably the next item or the item that someone would be about to grab would go to that person. And if you didn't call it out, it would always still happen in the realistically, the 40 seconds that you're spending doing that. It's not a long setup or a long thing to do, but yeah, for those not aware, it's a time-sensitive battle. I believe, I don't recall if it was Pidge or Varn who did it earlier, but essentially in Zora's Domain, you can go about doing the whole diving minigame and the torches a little bit differently using flame storage and a little bit of nice movement. So yeah, if that gets interrupted, it turns out that the whole flow of it gets knocked off a little bit. So that's the most common one for me.
Awesome. I think that's a good note to, if our racers or I guess our co-op partners are ready to go into our next wellness break. Now, we don't have to do it right now, but I'll just ask you two if this now would be a good time to pause to go into that.
Let me get ZL check, and then it would be a perfect time for me to pause.
All right, perfect.
All right, what you got for me? Let's go. I have something good for my life. It is not. It's hard. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Very good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and on pause. 3, 2, 1, pause. Okay. And with that, we're just gonna go quickly into our next break, everybody. So just a couple minutes to get up and stretch and go get some water and all that. We call it our wellness breaks. Of course, before we go in there, remember, if you have any ideas for your own show or one-off events, feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix to submit your ideas. We're taking ideas for new shows that you can be the host of, like me, on Games Done Quick throughout the week. So catch you all after the break, everybody. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back from the break, everybody. And you are watching Ocarina Improv, the show about, introducing everyone to Ocarina of Time Randomizer and all the different things you can do with it. I am your host, Vance, subbing in for Nuclear Reaction today. And we have Pidge and Varin showcasing two-player multi-world Triforce hunts. We're about a little over 2 hours in. We're just going to get going on go. 3, 2, 1, go. Go ahead and resume your games. We got Pidge going for the awesome recoil or hover boot track here to get to the Wall Master Room, one of my favorites.
I keep missing it.
Yeah, this is
I
another.
won't get this.
This is another example of a trick where there are so many setups that you can use for it that, again, it's one of those where I remember when I was first learning this trick, I think in our little speedrun group, I think all of us had like a different way to achieve basically the same setup for the jump. And again, this is one of the reasons why tricks in ZOOTR are so nice to learn, because as we've kind of alluded to a few times, some of these tricks, like provided that you hit your shield at the right time to get the right turns at 90 degrees, 180 degrees, this stuff works every time without fail. Like Link, his movement is fairly limited here, and that is to your advantage. So once you find a setup that you like, you can start to hit these really, really consistently with the right amount of timing. And so it's, again, if you're intimidated by some of these tricks that you're seeing, just know that once you learn them, they will start to come very naturally.
Yeah, there's like 3 different setups for this one right here. My personal favorite being the recoil, where like you turn around and slash the wall. I love that one.
Yeah, I just don't know that one.
Yeah, this. Is it time for live tutorial? Oh my goodness. No.
Oh.
New setup live on stream. Nothing could ever go wrong.
Oh my goodness, I don't know why I can't get this today. This is really hard. I do this like every multi-world I do.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to do the jump slash down to the alcove in Forest Temple.
Oh, gotcha.
There's like an audio cue that I usually use, but the audio cue doesn't make sense on emulator.
Interesting.
I'll give it one more try, I think.
I believe, Pidge. Meanwhile, Varin heading into bottom of the well here. Lots of goodies in this spot.
Very many goodies, but there is only technically one in logic check because I do not have lens. So the game does not expect me to be able to do many things, even though I know I can do them. It's tempting if I can pull my stick out, please. Oh no, no. I kept not pulling my stick out and I was like, stick, hello, please, hello, stick.
Yeah, bottom of the well is a pretty interesting dungeon. It's only requires Song of Storms to enter it, but there are 2 other gates, technically 3 in if you're talking logic-wise. And that is ZL, Zelda's Lullaby, which lowers the water to access 3 checks. Then you have bombs, which lock another set of checks. You got Lens of Truth, which logically, depending on the settings you're playing on, locks another thing. And then also in the olden days, Kokiri's sword was needed in order to beat Dead Hand because Deku sticks are expendable, but you can take care of it with that. So there's so many layers.
Yes.
To bottom of the well here. In other words, the summary of that is double dipping. Double dipping, where you have to go into a dungeon and then not get everything, then come back later once you have more stuff. People who play randomizer hate double dipping dungeons. It's the worst. You want to be there. You want to go there, get the stuff, get out, don't come back. Right. Bottom of the well is a very frequently double dipped location.
I will say the double dipping is very much a ticket to an upset victory if you are playing against someone who's faster than you, because, like you said, it is something that I think it's one of the most interesting parts about randomizer, especially in a race sense, the fact that, yeah, I mean, we all want to be able to full clear everything the first time we get there, but if you know that that's what everyone wants to do, maybe you go when you can only do a bit of it, when you can only do 1 or 2 checks, and maybe that has the one item that your opponent is going to get 30 minutes after you. And, you know, with how good some people are at this gosh darn game, sometimes you need a little luck in order to create an advantage for yourself.
So, wife, you know what other check I forgot that I did during our practice that I also just kept missing the timing on?
What's that?
Dompe digging.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I forgot it again.
Do you recall what was on it?
Honestly, I don't remember, but technically it was like, what was it, Spear 3 of logic of the one that we did, and it wouldn't have been able to get us to the end because we tried doing, our original settings were going to be 6 dungeon rewards, but in a multi-world setting with this other, even if we had everything turned off, realistically between ourselves, there's no way we could get it done in 3 hours. And it was something ridiculous. It was pretty like wild, but it was Spear 3 or 4, and it would have gotten Pidge, I think, 1 more dungeon clear, but we still would have both installed it with 2 or 3 full clears.
Something like that.
Something like that. We only got to half.
Looked from one screen to the other, and there was just a brief instant where the colors kind of matched and looked like, you know, Pidge was about to go into Varen's screen.
That, you know what? That is possible. I mean, in a different version of Randomizer, there's a fun version where people can be in the same lobby.
You got a question for who is using the board, or in other words, who is our wonderful live tracker that you see in the bottom right of your screen? The answer is we don't know, but we're pretty sure they're a robot because they failed my CAPTCHA, the robot test. So yeah, it's some advanced AI life form. That is, that's what I've boiled it down to.
Frankly speaking, we're not even certain they're of this world. I have not. For those of you who've played Majora's Mask, you certainly recall the horrifying battle against them, in all caps.
Oh.
And Romani Ranch, as you ride around on Epona and have to beat a wave of enemies for a specified amount of time until the morning light comes. I'm not entirely convinced that's not the situation that we're in right now. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head. And for those of you who hated that fight, I'm sorry to make you recall it, but boy, oh boy, that was something.
Still terrifies me to this day. I love Majora's Mask.
It was just so out of place. To drop the joke for a second, we all agree that was so out of place in like the Zelda canon as a whole. Like we've done pretty much everything here, but aliens? Come on now. Come on.
My friend Dompe, hello, buddy. I'm sorry I keep forgetting about you, but I promise you're still getting an invite to my birthday party.
I hope it's your own bomb bag.
I'm gonna cry if it is. It is. Seeing you. Oh no, it's a nut upgrade. Okay, that's okay. Cool. Thank you.
Hey, that's
Thank you,
good.
Dompe.
Deku Nuts, the most powerful item in the game, can even defeat evil, Ganon himself.
Yeah, actually, I'm not upset. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it'll be a little sad that we can't show off just using Deku Nuts against Ganon.
I mean, we can. Oh wait, no,
You
we can't.
technically
We
can.
I was gonna say I will request that we not. Just, I feel that we'll be here for quite a while. Actually, I will be impressed if you manage to beat all the dungeons and get to Ganon without finding that many more Triforce pieces. I guess there are other ways to get to Ganon. I shouldn't speak too out of turn, but if you're going about it that way, it would be quite impressive.
Come on, friends, go into the. Here we go. Bugs are friends.
This is the, the violation of conservation of mass for bugs, or a super fancy magic trick. You dump 3 bugs out of the bottle, you scoop one up, and then it's 3 more bugs out of the bottle. Then you scoop one up, and it's 3 more. I'm pretty sure there's a sleight of hand magic trick that does this with cards, except here we're doing it with bugs.
Oh, wrong direction. What do you got for me, friend? A piece of heart. Woohoo! Thank you. It really helps out the stream. All right.
Are those?
So-
I've never quite confirmed this. I always wanted to know, like, if the people inside of the Skull Hut are supposed to be like caricatures of Miyamoto. 'Cause, like, the way they smile, like, I could picture that being Miyamoto. They have that style,
I'm just gonna double check and make sure.
I have met Miyamoto in person and can confirm that is how big his smile is. So
He seems like the happiest person on the planet.
I just want to make sure my own personal tracker was synced. We're good.
But I do know that Tingle at least was based off of Koji Kondo, who is the composer of the Zelda series, or the original composer of the Zelda series.
which is just such a funny, like, I have to imagine there had to have been sign off at that. Like, Tingle's not the most flattering representation of a character that there's ever been. But, you know, I guess if you're a good spirit about it, you know.
I'm sure it was his idea.
That's entirely possible.
We stand Tingle in this house. Thank you very much.
I can use a stick here. Come on,
You
I said
know-
I can use a stick here.
I wish we could do like a channel point bet with like 10 different options. Because like I put in something right now. Which zone is Varn's
hard
bomb
because
bag gonna
it's-
be in? Like, where could it possibly be hiding
It's
at
to
this
be-
point? In fact,
Actually,
you
you know
know,
what?
I'm gonna put out a new channel point prediction.
Ooh.
And I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna, cross wires with Ray here. I'm gonna ask Ray, who is so graciously helping in tech today, and one of the two people running tech for Hotfix shows. So we couldn't run these without them. I'm gonna
Thank
ask
you,
Ray
Ray.
to put up a channel point prediction for what will come first. Varn gets a bomb bag, or we beat the seed. What's our total for Triforce pieces? I think we were in the 30s. Let's see. We got the
like
fancy
35
tracker
now,
I can
I
go
think.
look at. 35 out of
We're at
50.
35 out of 50.
So, will we find 15 Triforce pieces before a bomb bag, aka Varn never gets explosives this entire season?
Team never have a bomb bag.
It's not unreasonable for this to happen in Triforce hunts.
It's not, but it's also not a team I would love to be on. Team never
Well-
have a bomb bag.
It means I can't do any. Oh, hello, friend. Go away. I mean,
Well,
it
chat can
would,
decide what team they want to be on.
I'm gonna just pop this guy. No, come back. Or whatever, don't. I know the second I go to line this up again, he's gonna come back and be like, hey, remember me? Ah, shit. Oh, it's right. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. It really helps out the stream. Thank you, Bird. Oh no, I target onto him.
It really helps out the stream.
It really does help out the stream. Thank you, little bird. No, the other way. I'm just not gonna have good movement today, I guess. I'm just cursed. No bomb bags, no good movement, no anything. All right, so I need to go back out and I need it to be daytime for many things. And then I will be done with Long Lawn.
I've beaten 2 dungeons, but in Triforce Hunt, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, I technically don't have any items to beat. I don't have my Kokiri sword. I do have a shield. I don't have lens. I don't have, I didn't get any, oops. It did not, is it dead? Not quite.
It is kind of wild how, even though there were so many items towards the front of the seed for Varen, it's sort of like the joke that we always say is my tracker looks like a checkerboard, where you have so many items, but never the right combination of items to actually beat a dungeon or making any meaningful progress. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Checkerboard bingo sheet is the other one. That's the one that we say where there's just like one side of your tracker that's full for some reason and everything else is empty.
All right, the channel point prediction is out, and you're gonna guess what will happen first. Varen gets a bond bag, or 50 Triforce pieces are collected. What 50 Triforce pieces being collected means is that the seed's over. Both our runners get to watch the credits, and we are done. So in other words, a bomb bagless seed for Varen. You got about probably 4 minutes and 10 seconds based off the stream delay to get your points in. Good luck, everybody, and have fun.
Whew, that was really close. I'm really bad at like remembering where the chickens go right off the bat, so. And that was
is this
funny.
an opportunity for me to drop another lore bomb? Is this
Absolutely.
it for the chickens?
Go,
Okay.
go, go.
All right.
Please
Not many
grace us
people
with your
know
lore
this.
bomb.
So the super cuckoos that you have to find, there's 3 of them in the sets, and you have to find all 3 of them in order to do it. Most people will assume that they all look the same. They don't. There is a tell. The super cuckoos will peck deeper onto the floor than the regular cuckoos, so they have more range of motion there. So if you can pay very close attention, it's difficult to see, but it is there. They will, peck deeper, closer to the ground, and that's how you can tell which ones are the super cuckoos and which ones aren't. It's very obscure knowledge.
That is actually interesting to know. I just wanted to update my tracker really fast.
And I guess that's lore bomb number 2 today.
Do I hear 3?
Do I hear 3? I probably could come up with something. Do you know about the invisible or the platform behind the lava fall into Dodongo's Cavern child side?
Isn't there
No.
a piece of heart in there in the beta?
There's not a piece of heart, but there are recovery hearts back there. Yeah, in one of the little rooms where you fight the Lizalfos, there's like a lava fall on the edge. And you can just jump right through it. And there's a little alcove there with some recovery hearts. I'm not sure if there's a pot or not, but yeah. I don't know who would want to voluntarily jump through a lava fall, but it's there.
That's interesting to know.
There's a lot of weird stuff in this game.
You're telling me, I mean.
I like to call a lot of it like the DLC. Like the amount of times when I first started playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer, where people would come in and start talking about it, and I'd be in GTG
All right,
Gouda
there we
training
go,
grounds.
friends. There's my bomb bag.
Whoa.
Yeah, guess
Well,
what that was? It
shoot.
was locked behind my bomb bag in the bum chute bowling alley.
Yeah,
So we're gonna have to cancel the
I'm so
prediction because he
sorry.
found
Like,
it too fast.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. It's just like, yeah, that would happen in this scene.
Yeah, where something I forgot for an hour and a half and had to be gently reminded for is something I also needed. Like, that's how it
Yeah,
goes.
unfortunately, that happened so fast. The prediction couldn't have been The picture wasn't even closed yet, so
Oh, I apologize.
Oh,
everybody
yeah,
gets their points
we couldn't
back. So
control
I'm gonna have to
that,
come up with something
really.
else.
I was gonna no, don't apologize. This was the best outcome here. Getting that bomb bag will help advance pretty much everything now. And
Yes.
for those of you maybe unfamiliar with some of the common terms used in the Ocarina of Time rando community, if an item is described as a bottleneck, and this is certainly applicable here in multi-world, it means that generally it is locked behind another item. So in this case, we'll just use this as an example. Pidge needed to get the bomb bag that Varin found in order to find Varin's bomb bag. And as we've seen, Pidge has done pretty much everything else in the scene. There was nothing else to really find. And so that was really the only way through, hence the bottleneck. There are many ways you can go when you have lots of items, but eventually you start getting down to just the final checks and whittling it all the way through. So if you ever pop into a stream and hear somebody use the term "find my bottleneck" or "this item bottlenecked," that's exactly what it's for.
Yep. Question for you, Pidge. Do you have the hover
Yeah.
boots?
No, I do not.
All right, that's the next channel point prediction. Will Pidge ever get her hover boots? Yes or no? Go. 2 minutes.
Ooh, stakes are high here, I see. Well,
Yeah.
now that I have Rudo's letter, I am going to go do a third dungeon.
I can't believe the number of dungeons that are going to be completed. I didn't finish my thought about that random thing and about GTG being DLC. But like there are areas of this game that's like I never knew this spot existed. Like the joke now is that any of the areas you don't normally go to in a speedrun, or you just rarely go to in general, it's now the DLC. So there's a room in Jabu that's only used for pot sanity and like rupee sanity stuff. It's a room nobody ever goes into unless you're casually playing the game. So when I asked like, hey, where is this pot? The first time I went through and did pot sanity. And everybody's like, it's in the DLC room in Jabu. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I know exactly where that is. It's the room nobody ever goes into. It's in the DLC room.
Yeah, that cleared things up. Thank you.
All right, another piece of the Triforce. Really helps out the stream.
Marching ever closer.
All right.
37 out of 50, 13 to go.
Getting there.
My tacky Ocarina of Time DLC joke is that I will occasionally say, well, what are you talking about? Ocarina of Time already had DLC. It was called Majora's Mask. And it earns like a chuckle or two from people, and then I, put it away for a while and then bring it back. I mean, technically, like the disk drive, like it was,
Wait, oh yeah. I guess kind of. You got the DLC ROM, the downloadable ROM. Or RAM, sorry, excuse me.
I was gonna say, just download some more RAM.
The downloadable RAM, the
Downloading RAM.
N64 expansion pack. DLC for your actual console.
Required DLC to play Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, isn't Donkey Kong 64 the only game that hard required it?
Well, it came
Like everything
with
else
it.
you can get around with it, but that one hard required it.
Yeah, it came with it too. And I remember when I was just a wee lad, and the second game that I got was DK64. I remember being very confused as to why they just sent an extra Nintendo 64 part with you. But as it turns out, hard required.
I forget how much it was. It was like 4 megabytes or 2 megabytes, something along that range. It was a big upgrade back then.
One more over. Silly me. Hee hee. I counted wrong in my head. There we go.
Ooh, yeah, Perfect Dark. That was the other one.
Well, Perfect Dark, you could play without it. It was just extremely unplayable. I mean, you could play in the technically correct meaning of play. So you could go through the game. You're not gonna like what you see, but you could go through it. And I think it limited multiplayer options if you didn't have the expansion pack. Someone can verify me with this, but
I intentionally went
anyway, back to ZOOTR.
I gave enough time to do my check, so thank you for the distraction.
Very good.
All right, now that we have bomb bags, you know where we're going,
Yeah.
friends? We're going to visit our good friend Dodongo.
All right,
Heck
pitch
yeah.
challenge for you. Are you gonna do the Rudo toss? If you land it, I'll gift a sub.
What's the Rudo toss?
You chuck Rudo on the button on the left. You know that you need to set her down on to go in and take out the
Oh, the
first
blue
tentacle.
one?
Yeah. Okay, just chuck her from a distance without jumping on it yourself. If you land it, I'll gift a sub.
I'll try.
Nothing
I'm
but
not
net.
very good at that, but I'll try it.
And there's
This is just
Rudo
for my
toss, too.
amusements.
Yes.
All right. And yes, I am.
And if
doing the
you
butt
and if
toss
you
in this
land
room.
it, chat's gonna go bonkers. I'm counting on you, chat. She's gonna land
When
it.
did I get a slingshot?
I got it for you when I went to Lon Lon.
Okay.
So like
My,
Brian's checks it
my
out.
other favorite way of destroying these dudes is with bomb juice.
I thought you said you were a frugal Zelda player.
Well, if it's like the end of the seed and I'm just doing this like for posterity and I have nothing else to use bomb shoes on, then absolutely I will hit them with bomb shoes. But most of the time I just use Rudo's butt.
Sure. Both equally devastating weapons.
All right, let's see if I can do this.
All right, come on, Pidge.
No. Okay. Oh, mulligan.
All right, I'll allow you one more.
Quick, cut the stream. Hey, first try.
First try.
Nice. First
Every
try.
second try. That is a nocturne for Varn.
That is my
All right, I
nocturne.
said I'd do it. I said I'd allow the mulligan. You know, chat, you're not
you.
supposed to literally say bonkers. You're supposed to like, start spamming like awesome emotes and like, whoa, mind blown, and all that other stuff.
Rabble. Here we go.
make
Spam
sure.
some Zordongos. There you go.
That's the second time in my life I've ever done that room in 2 notes.
Okay, you can
Nice.
actually go bonkers about that, chat. That's not easy. Of all the myriad setups that I have seen in this game, even at the very top, I still see runners taking 4 and 5 nuts to clear this stupid room.
To answer the question in chat about what multi-world is, essentially what has happened is Varn and I are playing in 2 separate shuffled copies of Ocarina of Time, but the shuffler for the game took all the items in each of our worlds, pulled them together, and distributed them throughout each of our respective games. So that's why when I just found that Nocturne of Shadow in the treasure chest, if you see my pause menu, I do not have Nocturne of Shadow despite the fact that I just found it, and that's because that belongs to Varn. So there's a script connecting us that sent that Nocturne right to their OOT save file where it belongs. So we are working cooperatively to find items together for each other and collectively perform the scavenger hunt of 50 Triforce pieces to beat the game.
I completely missed that. That's okay. You know what would help here also if I had my Gorman Tunic. Oh, I can't because I'm a child. I'm so not used to coming in here as a child. I'm always like, every time I end up coming into Dodongos in multi-worlds, it's like 99% of the time as an adult.
I was about to say,
Child
but you
Dodongos
caught
is a
it.
flex.
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold on. And then I thought about it and I was like, whoa, hold on. Run off the edge. It's just one of those days, you know? Just vibing, having a good time. Here with my good friend Pidge doing a multi-world for all of you.
Yeah.
And if you are having a good time and want to see more, be sure to follow our runners today. You can find them at twitch.tv/pidge0_1 and twitch.tv/ I'm gonna call it Dragorin.
Yeah, it's Dragorin.
Dragorin. There you go.
Yeah, my I guess persona has always been associated with dragons, and my name is Varn, so I shortened it to Dragorin, put it together. The I is a
dragons are
one
pretty
also.
cool.
Dragons are cool. They're like the best.
Any dragon emotes in chat by any chance? I don't know, gotta be a couple of you.
Struggling with my riddle today.
Best I can
Just
offer
keep
is
going
Chunky
around.
Kong.
I'll take it. Beggars cannot be choosers.
Oh wait, I have a Ridley. Ridley counts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we've got a Ridley screaming.
I hope y'all saw that. That was perfect.
It was wonderful.
Thank you.
I always love this cutscene in Jabu. It's like, Princess Ruto got the spiritual stone. But why Princess Ruto? Why does she get something that literally belongs to her? I don't understand.
Hey, what's that
But why
Charizard
Ruto?
doing in there? What's that Charizard doing in the dragon posting?
Hey, Charizard's basically a dragon. Come on. Because what is a dragon but a big lizard? And what is Charizard but a big lizard? No?
True.
It's a very broad definition of dragon.
Dragons are mythical creatures, so technically they can be whatever you'd like them to be. So
That's fair. That is a fair point.
I'm choosing big lizard. I don't know. Is
Exactly.
Charizard considered a dragon type? I don't think so, right?
in our hearts,
guess-
yes.
Yeah, I guess that would be the thing.
That's true. You're right. You're right. We'll just give it the Mega Stone. Mega Stone X. There you go. That's all we need.
I must ask Bar, what brings us to the DLC of Dodongo's Cavern?
Because I have not been here as a child in very long, and I don't remember how to get up to the button that you need to open the door on the far side without any fun stuff. So we're doing the DLC, extra content for my friends.
Extra content. Woo.
We're not gonna be talking about how I haven't done child Dodongos in a very.
Apparently Mega Charizard is a dragon type, so there we go. There we go. Close enough. You know, if you continue on through here, you may be able to go get the heart behind the lava fall.
Oh, raises my eyebrows. Ooh.
Huh, yeah, this is another room that I'm not used to coming in from the backside of.
Yeah.
Even when I'm playing Skull Sanity, it's you usually just come in through the front end here.
Yep.
It just looks different.
It does. We gotta remind everybody the where we came from, you know? And we're gonna pretend that never happened, and we're gonna pretend that I'm just walking over here and I hit the button from the other side, and we're just on our merry way. That's what happened here. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm not aware of any way to do it without like bomb hovering as child. Just like jumping up there as adults to, just bypass all of that.
Yeah. Well, I'm honestly not the best at bomb hovering, and I did not want to waste my bombs, so I was not gonna attempt it.
It's okay. We got to see a part of the Dodongo's Cavern we don't get to see too often, and thank you for showing all that.
Why did I do that? Ah, a piece of the Triforce. Great. You want to see it. Whoa. No, come over here, friend. Oh, no, I want you to come over here. Yeah, come over here. There we go.
Almost to the final 10. 11 more Triforce pieces to go.
And I'm hoping Dodongo's Cavern has a bunch of them.
10 more.
10 more.
10 more.
All right.
Let's go.
Marinade actually had some value. I can't believe I spent all that
Nice.
time in Jabu.
There were
Honestly-
a couple pieces in Jabu there. That was a very fruitful trip.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
And a forest medallion at the end? Let's go. Did either of you
Alright,
check
one.
pedestal at any point during this? It's been so long since it would have happened, but that shot just occurred to me.
Check pedestal? What do you mean? Oh, you mean
in
like reading
Temple
the
of Time.
hints?
Yeah.
No, I forgot all about it. I mean, it's not like we're going for dungeon words, so I think it just didn't register in my mind.
Right. Not even. Well, that's why I thought it was so funny that that was Forest Medallion. You know, if you were ever gonna grab just one medallion, that would probably be the one you'd go for.
There we go. It's there it is. It's on my screen.
Very nice.
Forest Medallion, probably the single most powerful medallion by itself, unlocks a song.
When Varn and I were playing the other day, I had 3 medallions, and they were, I think, fire, spirit, and light. I was like, this is like the worst combination of 3 medallions you could possibly have.
Yeah, they were completely mismatched. It was funny. No, get off the ladder.
I don't have any mods where like, oh, that's my nocturne. I don't know of any mods where everyone kind of like shares the same health or anything like that. But there is like there's a separate OT mod program called Mod Loader where you can like all play like in the same game world. That one's like that was pretty fun if you wanted to like knock out an all sanity in 4 hours. Just get like you and 5 friends to just play in the same world. We did that during a marathon for my friend's birthday last year. It was really fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. That does. I remember musing about this before. Of I wish you could like trade damage, where damage from one player goes to the other player and vice versa. So it only goes one direction. Like, you don't share health or anything. It's just whenever you take damage, the other person takes damage. And you're fine. And just like, you know, someone goes in and like they're in ice cavern or something. It's like, where's all my health going? Stop getting frozen by the ice skis.
Is that our first boat?
I do believe so, because
that's funny. That's actually really funny.
I did not have one checked off before.
All right, I think just beyond this, in Lizalthos 2 in Dodongo's Cavern, you see a lava fall in there. Try and see what's behind it.
Champing at the bit here for this one. I mean,
yeah. You know, I didn't think we'd actually be able to see this today. So
not
yeah,
common.
This is.
So what am I going? What am I looking for?
I'm not sure if this is the room or not. It may have been the previous room. I wasn't paying too close attention to the walls of the room. But yeah, actually, yeah,
that's
it's
what
down
you're
there.
talking about.
Yeah, there's a room with there's a lava coming out of a wall. I think it's down below. Yeah, that lava fall down there. That's where it is. Don't go down there, because then you have to go redo a bunch of stuff. So it was Dodongo's one. I should have mentioned it when I was there. Shoot. All right. Well, have fun with those outfits.
Thank you. I'm gonna try. I don't have many sticks. I don't have much of anything in here. I'm trying to rack my brain. This is also unfortunate to be in here without my cookery sword, because I'm bad at stick management, as you can see.
Here it is, the reason I went to buy bomb shoes in the first place. Like 20 minutes ago.
Just this one check. I think this is the only check that actually requires a bomb shoe in the entire video game.
I think you're right. Yeah, I believe you're right.
We're gonna make this. We're gonna do it with what little I have left. It'll be great. It'll be fine. It'll be perfect.
Come on, I believe.
We're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. If these would stop moving around. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, get back here, coward.
I was gonna say, please let them be 6 or something, but never mind. I'm incredibly bad at There we go. That's one. Oh, I don't have any more. Okay, you know what? I'll just use a stick. It's fine. There you go.
Do I unload the lake trial block?
I saw that.
You know, I'm gonna call this calculated. You came in with exactly the amount of equipment you needed.
Yeah, and it feels I'm chomping at the bit here to like figure out what to do with stuff because I'm not. Oh no, seeds. This would have been the perfect time to get a refill there, but that is just a heart. Unfortunate. Alrighty.
Well, there is a way to get through this room without the seeds. However, it's not one that I feel like you can just immediately look up either. It's very,
no, and I know what it
precise
is, and I've done it twice ever, and I don't like doing it. There's no shame in backtracking a little bit to get some stuff. No shame. We're just gonna do it because I'm bad at inventory management. There are another pot. I believe this is another heart pot, but we're gonna try it anyway. I don't remember. Oh, that was rupees. Ooh, fancy. Moving on up in the world. But if anything, I can go to the little buds out here, and I believe one of them sells. I believe that one of them sells a thing I'll need.
I think we're getting into the improv section of Ocarina Improv. Where can we get some seeds right now? And we're about to find out.
If I can equip my Deku Nuts, we're gonna find out, yeah.
I'm not yeah, I can't tell you what the vanilla prize is from these scrubs. But, no, I'm gonna have to
There's one.
take a mental note.
Oh, he sells Deku Nuts. I don't need any of those. I have enough. All right, we got our seeds. We're good.
Yay,
I knew one
nice.
of them sold seeds / bombs. I just couldn't remember if it was seeds or bombs. So we're good. All right. We're not gonna talk about it. We're just gonna move on.
It really is interesting how Dodongo's Cavern is so loaded with so many different resources. You can buy Deku Nuts here, you can buy shields here, you can buy Deku Seeds here. And it's sensible in that the dungeon requires all of them, and the dungeon also just destroys one of them, which is your shield with fire, but it is just kind of interesting how they stuck all of that in this dungeon. I know that Jabu has a scrub and it's kind of an outlier, almost a DLC room in and of itself, but I was always intrigued by how they just stuck all of these resources that you could buy here in the middle of a dungeon instead of like a hub area or something like that.
Yeah, really quick, there was a question of what Pidge was doing there, going in and out of that room so many times. It's actually overloading the game's memory to cause it to despawn less important things, at least what the game deems less important things. And one of those is the gold gauntlet block in front of the light trial. So going in and out of the spirit trial exactly 17 times, that's the number. It's consistent. You just go in there in and out 17 times. And that is enough to deload the gold gauntlets block. But you gotta be careful because if you keep on doing it past 17, additional stuff starts to despawn. If you go in 18 times, then you can no longer play ZL to get the check. If you go in 19 times, chest content starts going away. So you gotta be careful and count, and make sure you do it 17 times to get rid of it, and then you can go inside. It's pretty neat.
I've seen that Gerudo mask glitch happen before, and I forget why it happens.
Yeah, I don't know why it happens either. Usually that means an item was lost to the void. Or something. Like it's supposed to be something else, and then something in the multi-world shenanigans causes it to show up as a Gerudo mask. But since it's a Triforce piece, it should be fine. We're at, I think I saw 44.
Yeah, 44.
6 away from being done.
I somehow fell off of the bridge, but that's okay because we don't need to be on top of the bridge to drop the bombs.
Yeah, despawning that block, that's a trick you can try at home. I say, like, you could try at home like you'd be playing Ocarina of Time, like, somewhere else. Yeah, you can just go into Gan's castle, just count it, go in and out 17 times. So it's not just transition through a door, it's going in and out, that's once, in and out twice. Count to 17. Block's gone. Keep going. So if you
I
can
got my
count that
groove back
high,
against these guys.
you're set.
Yeah. I didn't even count. I just kept walking in and out and checking to see if it was gone yet.
Yeah, I don't count
That's
either.
the
I just-
alternative. Yep. Just keep checking.
Ooh. I'm
Otherwise-
going to show everyone something really fun in this room. There's 5 silver rupees. You want to collect all the ones in the side hallways. And then, I'm going to do that first. I'm going to get these 2 on the left side. Then I'm going to jump off here and grab the silver rupee here. This is kind of in midair. And then there's one more over in this side of the maze. Right around here. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bait out the wall master and have him grab me. Just stand right around here. Oh, I went too far. Because the last silver rupees are there. Okay, let's pull them out again. Can you grab me? Let's see if I did it. You just very faintly heard the sound of that last silver rupee being grabbed. That wall master just picked me up and made me collide with the last silver rupee. So if you don't have a hook shot, that is one way that you can do the silver rupee trial and unlock the next door. But then what's tricky after that is actually jumping past the flame wall, which honestly, I can't really explain how to do it. It's something like you go on a diagonal and you side hop, like try to side hop past the fire. I don't know the setup for that. I kind of just try it until I either get it or game over from damage, but because I have a hook shot, I'm gonna just hook shot. But,
Yeah,
you know,
the main thing is with that is like the game's running at 20 frames per second. So there are certain things that move fast. So basically you're moving through the hitbox before the game detects that you're in a hitbox. And you know, you can just get through and get hit from the other direction and just make it through. Like things that are fast enough, side hopping is fast enough, back walking is fast enough. It still needs to be at a specific angle. It's not free, but you know, it's not precise enough where you like have to have a setup. You can feel it out a little bit. You know, just go at an oblique angle and make it through. It's pretty neat. As pigeons just seem to do there effortlessly.
I just got before heavy log chest. Yes, that's what I did. Oh wait, what am I doing? I have silver gauntlets. I'm not used to like having things in multi-worlds that I can use in group training grounds. I always come here like super early and then end up regretting it.
Yeah, a bomb and a bomb bag and a shield can get you most of this dungeon. You have the 4 silver gauntlets lock checks. You got the 4 bow lock checks, and you got a couple other miscellaneous things. But most of the other stuff you can get just with the bomb bag.
That is my own Magneton hammer. Very nice. Very good. That is my own gold scale. Okay. But I know that check is nothing.
GTG,
GTG.
aka the place where all of Pidge's own items were. This is where they were hiding all
Apparently.
along.
Locked behind silver gauntlets, no less.
Yeah, so there's here's another way. There's 3 different ways you can get up to this sledge. I'm gonna show you another one. Well, that's not how you ground jump. I'm gonna blow up this door because it's gonna annoy me if I don't. Yeah. So I'm gonna set up a ground jump. I'm gonna set up a ground jump. I swear, one of these days I will set up a ground jump. There we go. And walk over here and just grab the ledge like that. There's another way you can do it with hover boots rolling off of the open chest. That one's quite hard and I can't show it because I don't have hover boots. Oh, I can't do this without a bow. That's a problem. Let's get out of here.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that prediction I made. But will Pidge ever get her hover boots? We got 31% saying yes and 69% saying no. So they're not a believer. Chat's not a believer that you're ever gonna get your hover boots.
Well, we
It's
don't
okay.
have many left yet, as I recall. After Baron grabs this one, that'll be what, 4 left?
I believe so.
Currently sitting at 45. This will be 46. 4 more Triforces pieces to find. And who knows where those hovers can be? They could be anywhere.
BGG key. So this chest here, you don't actually need a Magneton hammer to grab it. If you just like walk straight into the fire, take some damage, keep holding up, walk into it, mash A, and you will just damage boost and open it like that.
Again, fire, only a temporary deterrence.
Fire is just a suggestion.
Mild suggestion at best.
I mean, it still hurts you, but only temporarily. So you can
Only
just
temporarily.
get hurt, and then like it's apologize and say, okay, you know, come on. It's like a cat. This chest is like a cat. It's like you pet it, and then it scratches you back. It's like, oh no, I didn't mean it. Come on, come in from a pet. And it lets you pet. You get to open up the chest, and then bam, when you're least expecting it, it hits you again.
I have a very different relationship with my cat. I don't know that I could ever compare my cat to fire. Mostly because my cat can't destroy Deku shields, but, you know, it's neither here nor there.
I know mine would. They'd treat that as a scratch pad, and there'd be nothing left after a couple days.
I think going back to the question about most annoying enemy, I think for me it's probably the Zalfos.
At least you're right. At least the Stalfos have the grit and the gall to stand mostly still. I mean, they have a shield up, but at least you can get around that.
We're 10 Heart Gaming. Wowzers.
10 Heart Gaming.
10 Heart Gaming.
I wish I had hover boots so I could show off hover sliding
I'm
to
trying so
the
hard.
right side key. Well, it's okay. They might even be in my seed. But like, if I had hover boots, in Gerudo Training Grounds, I could show everyone how to do a hover slide, which will allow you to skip the right side of the maze and get all 3 items.
Add one more to the
more
list.
pieces?
This is what I would do if with hover boots, if I had them.
If I had them.
If you had them.
3 more, everybody. 3
more.
You can count them down with us. 3s in chat, then 2s, then 1, and then GGs. I count them. You
Yes.
can do that. Or is that
Alright,
too
we're-
much at once to give the chat commands?
No, because I can't wait to see ones in the chat. Cannot wait to see ones in the chat.
1.
1.
1. But they gotta
Talk to
type
them.
3s first, and then the 2s.
Yeah.
And then the 1s, and then the...
Or actually, we can count up to 3 if we really wanted to, and go 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, that would
We
be.
can also just count 47, 48, 49, and 50.
That's
2
true.
more.
Well, there we are. Whatever we're doing, we need to decide now.
All right, I'm not gonna say anything else. Let's just see what chat decided.
Yeah, chat, you have the power here. Twitch chat, you got
I'm
it.
not gonna suggest anything else. We'll just do, once stream delay catches up, what they want.
Decide our numerical fate.
How's our time looking, by the way?
You are just a hair under, or you're actually, hang on. Yeah, you're at 57, 58, 59, and happy 3-hour mark.
Happy anniversary!
Bad, not bad.
Like, I did not expect that.
All right,
So as expected, chat is very confused. So I'm just gonna do it in here. I'm just gonna type 48 with a whole bunch of exclamation points. Saying we've got 48. And then I'm gonna type 49 when we get piece 49. And then 50, woo, yeah.
Wow, we've got people putting variables in.
Love to see it.
thank you for the numbers. It really helps out the stream.
You know what? I don't. I'm not enough of a gamer to do Lenses Wasteland at night, so I'm just gonna go wait for the daytime.
That is some big gaming strats. Like, whew.
I am absolutely not that much of a gamer.
All right. It is nighttime, so we're actually just gonna walk there.
Yeah, I think this is the last time I tried to issue more than one command to chat at once. It's broken.
Chat too powerful. Oh.
Well, we've got cube
We're
roots.
dividing by 0. We've got undefined. We got cube roots. We got imaginary numbers. We got summations. We got sigmas. We got
The
a
village
whole
people.
bunch of stuff.
We've got the village
Yeah.
people, YMCA.
We got something close to Avogadro's number. Like, geez, yeah.
This is a well-studied group we've got in chat right now, and yet none of you were able to follow the instructions.
Nobody could
out.
count down from 3. You know.
No,
All right, so
absolutely.
let's chat. Let's count down from 3.
Yeah.
3,
I will
2,
say,
7,
you
butts, 1.
I don't know what you're gonna do with all these Bonchi's wife, but I hope you're finding something to do with them.
I'm going to hover somewhere ridiculous.
Beautiful.
Wait, no, I can't. Oh! I've been defeated. I have no hard boots.
I was gonna say I
I have been utterly defeated.
absolutely defeated.
I will never recover.
All right, chat's just having fun now. They're showing off at this point.
I like the one
right.
with the very enthusiastic exclamation marks. You get my vote.
Man, what am I doing?
You know,
Okay, right up there.
they'll get around to it eventually.
Black off reference. Indeed, the numbers, Mason. What do they mean? That's gonna be when someone comes back and watches this VOD or just clips to the end of the VOD. What is going on here?
Instructions were absolutely unclear.
I mean, I thought it was pretty clear. You know, you just count it down from 3. I'm disappointed.
Now we've got gravity and the speed of light. Like this is incredible.
I should forget how to do this.
So we turned this on in specific so we could use it, but friends, guess I got bomb juice now. Let's go.
Nice.
We turned this on so we could use it, and I forgot to grab Bunny Hood like 2 hours ago.
Oh, I don't even have my weird egg, so I can't get it.
I got my weird egg like an hour and a half ago, and I forgot to grab Bunny Hood. And I just long walked to the bomb grotto in Hyrule Field and went, like, right as I got there, I was like, I have the bunny. I could get the Bunny Hood. I literally can go get it.
God, all these people talk about big numbers. Don't make me get out arrow notation. Then we'll throw the grams number at you.
True.
It can always go
right.
get bigger, the numbers.
We're gonna go see our friends, the frogs.
We'll see if I can remember how to do Lenses Wasteland. My boyfriend taught me how to do this, and I swear every time I've done it, I've had to ask him how I do it. And he doesn't even really play Ocarina of Time very much.
That's like such a
one
flex,
trick
though.
It's like just one trick he learned and got like really good at.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a setup for it, it never has to change. So, I mean, kudos.
Why are there pineapples
no,
in Hyrule
that's not how I
Field?
do it.
And why do they have helicopter blades around them? I've
question.
never understood this enemy.
I am a little curious as to the impetus for like this being what the P-hats look like. Not that the Wind Waker versions of them were any less terrifying, but I concur. Why? Why multi-eyed pineapples with blades?
Now, it's not the weirdest enemy in the Zelda series. There's a lot of strange stuff.
This is also true.
Who could forget the legendary rope?
Yes, aka a snake. But there's no snakes. In the Zelda series, only ropes.
Only ropes.
What about the snake in the spirit temple, the statue? Is that a rope statue?
Ooh, bit of lore here that
yeah.
I can actually come in with now. In the original name that was found in the beta dump of the 97 Space World demo, the text files, it was revealed that the god's name that was there was originally Din. So the role of Din may have originally been a bit different than simply being one of the passive three goddesses. So there you go.
Very good. Thank you so much. Remember we were talking earlier about big, important tricks to learn. And this is one of them, Reverse Wasteland. Very good one.
I can do reverse too, but
Or sorry, just Onesless Wasteland, I'm sorry.
When I do reverse wasteland, in my head I'm actually thinking, like, if I was doing lensless, which way would I be going? Let me just do that, but backwards.
Yeah, I always found lensless be much more difficult than reverse. And that may have just been the order that I learned it, but yeah.
Lensless, like, makes sense to me conceptually, but every time I tried to learn to set it for reverse, I would always, like, mess it up a million times. So eventually I just started looking at the desert. I'm like, okay, if I was doing lensless, where would I be coming from right now? Let me go the opposite of that direction.
All right, there we go. 49. You can do it, chat. You can be excited about the number 49.
All right, let's see if I can find anything in the Spirit Temple.
Great many checks in here. No CL though. So, cross your fingers.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, luckily we only need one. 9. I'm just so disappointed. Chat still doesn't get it. Now they're putting chemistry in here when it's just
Here I am with my Bachelor of Arts degree, acting like I know what any of this actually means here that is being posted in the chat. There are entirely too many letters in these numbers, and y'all are incredible.
All right, well, you know, here's one instruction.
Okay.
The last one, I need everybody watching to type the number 50. That is the numerical 5 and the numerical 0 together next to each other, okay? 50. When the 50th Triforce piece is collected, add in exclamation points, get excited, you know, put in some amazing emotes and GGs, whatever you got, okay? That's all you gotta do. You just gotta type 50. Can I entrust you, GDQ chat, to do this one simple task? I think the answer is no. I don't know what I expected. 9, take it away. I don't think I can host this show anymore.
Well, you've successfully broken a very kind soul, chat, so I hope that you're happy with your handiwork, first and foremost. Secondly, we're really hoping for a key here, first of all. We did not get the key. We really needed that to be a key in order to go deeper and deeper into Spirit Temple as it is. And I am now a bit curious here. I don't know how to call on one of these, how you say, prediction thingies, but I would be curious to see who chat thinks is going to find our 50th piece.
And there we go, that's 50.
Oh, is that it?
We got it.
Well,
50.
50! Woo!
All right, we did it.
Yay!
Nice run, gamers.
I was sweating. I was like, please let it be here.
Awesome. I didn't even have to go into Fire Temple.
I actually technically never defeated King Dodongo because I didn't have a sword or a stick or anything to hit him with, so technically I didn't clear any dungeons.
that is incredible. level.
Yay! All right, you know,
Chris.
chat finally got it. There's a lot of 50s there.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you. We did it.
Well,
Shaking fist at Mido, like, you are not going to defeat me today.
5-0, but not 0-1 like Pidge 0-1.
That's
One
me.
last time, I'm gonna say definitely go follow our runners, Pidge01 and Varin here. Links in the chat, like 20 seconds back due to the delay here. But that was wonderful. That's very entertaining multi-world. You know, Pidge, Varin, thank you so much for coming on and showcasing this for us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for having us. Like, I never thought that when I started playing OT, just like in general, but like multi-world a couple years ago, that I would ever get good enough to showcase it anywhere.
Well, there you go. You know, just keep trying for it, and you know, anything can happen. Again, another big shout out to Nine, who has been, you know, crushing it on comms, you know, all show long, like not just in this show, but like the previous episodes of Ocarina Improv. So it's always great to have you and listen to you.
Thank you again for having me on, and again for everyone who has joined us for all of these episodes. And it's been a great journey thus far.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to give the floor over, starting with Pidge, but to both of our runners here, is to talk a little bit about themselves, a little bit out there about their stream. So Pidge, we're just going to start with you. What can we find over on twitch.tv/Pidge01?
I don't stream very much right now because I've just been like busy with a lot of things, but I'm by no means retired. Like I do plan on streaming more later this year. I do when I do stream, it's either Super Mario RPG low level, which is if you know about Mario RPG low level, like you probably just cringed as soon as I said that.
You know,
The other, yeah.
I'm going to interject here really quick because I saw your time on the Mario RPG low level leaderboard. And he said this is something along the lines of, this category is dumb, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, I apparently don't learn from my mistakes. And also, that's not even my PB anymore. In fact, like, I played it so much that I just never submitted my newer PBs. That is one thing that I like to do, and the other is I'm one of the primary developers for Super Mario RPG Randomizer, so sometimes I do development streams of that because like I'm actually like in the very late stages of a brand new major gigantic like groundbreaking update for that randomizer. So that's like, I don't know, sometimes I just stream this if I feel like it. It's whatever I'm in the mood for most of the time, but yeah, thank you very much for having me tonight, and Martin, thank you so much for inviting me to do this with you. I was very happy when you asked me to do that.
Absolutely. When I was asked by someone to do this, I immediately thought of you, and I was like, I gotta go ask Pidge. You have to be available. We're gonna do this. I'm not gonna do this without you. As for me, I just built a new PC 2 weeks ago, so I'm going back to streaming.
You found parts somehow.
I have many connections and many friends who are willing to sell me certain parts / a GPU. Shout out to Ness _ for selling their own GPU. Thank you, Dab. I will be hopefully recording new PB attempts of all of my really long RPG speedruns, which is Final Fantasy 5, 8, 10, Wild Arms 4, the GBA version of Tales of Fantasia. I also will probably be going back to doing Guilty Gear. I play fighting games, used to be in a fighting game team. Mostly just really fun stuff. I like to play a lot of like RPGs, fighting games, Tetris, things like that. So my streams is kind of a variety stream. Yeah, that's probably like my plans for streaming. And if you did happen to follow me on Twitter or Twitch or wherever, that's probably the content you will see from me later in the year.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And Naya, I'm going to allow you to go onto the floor as well. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I too do not stream nearly as much as I used to, but you can find me mostly streaming Splatoon 2 content, as well as, of course, Ocarina of Time speedruns here. I frequently will do different races. I compete in a lot of the weekly races as well of the standard settings. And beyond that, playing a lot of Mario Superstar Baseball these days, so who knows, maybe I'll stream that. But typically, if there's a big Splatoon tournament that's going on, official or non, you can probably find me commentating that. And that's really the bulk of what my channel is. It's those handful of games.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for sharing. And that's about it for us tonight. I've been Fant. You can find me at twitch.tv/Fant_TV. I play a lot of randomizers and all that stuff. But I'm just here temporarily. This show only taking over for Nukes because she couldn't make it today. But she will be back next time on the next episode of Ocarina Improv. But unfortunately, everybody, that is the end of our content for tonight on twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick. But tune in tomorrow starting at 1 p.m. Eastern for Going Places, a show about handheld and regional exclusive games. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a good rest of your night and enjoy your weekend.